Okay. So from when we last left off, you began to tour the penumbral vestibule on the request of the Night Seer Sage. Sadly, it did not go very well. You all either were crushed to death, sliced up into itty bitty pieces, or set on fire by a sun. Needless to say, you had a wonderful time. Would 10 out of 10 would go back. Um, when you awoke from death, so not many people get to do that. You awoke up on a gigantic pile of bones. Um, During the brief moment of kind of reminiscing, that's like, hey, we were just dead a moment ago, now we're alive. You kind of got your bearings. You're like, oh crap, we're on a pile of bones. A little gnome walked in the room and kind of yelled out to you to be really quiet and to start moving down that giant pile really slowly. You're able to make it way down safely, and he met with you very briefly, and that's basically where we're going to resume is your interaction with him and to continue onward from there. So, any questions about anything, real quick?
Nope.
Cool. So, we shall get started then. So, all right. Let me remove things that don't need to be in the chat. Okay, perfect. Okay. So, after you made it down from the bottom of the pile, the little gnome that helped you, get you down like that, he kind of looks up and he goes like, "The name's Yejin. Can't say I've seen a lot as big as yours in quite some time." It's like, "Anywho, we better go see the boss. Who wants to meet you?" It's like, "Oh, and before I forget, whatever you do, once we make it to the next room, I suggest you keep moving." So he starts kind of like quickly making his way down this kind of tunnel and alleyway real quick. So as a point of reference, every tile in this map accounts for 10 feet. So when you are in combat, when you are in the combat tracker, every tile is 10 feet to accommodate for a larger scale area that this represents. So
Okay.
it
Okay.
should actually even, I think, show on your thing that when you move
On the
on like
roller.
that, yep, it'll actually be 10 feet. So I went ahead and coded the map for that, so to be 10 feet. So just point of reference, it probably will get mixed up a couple times, but I'll correct it if it happens. But yeah, 10 feet for everybody. So, all right. So Yijin will make his way down this tunnel, and once he once he gets in, he'll kind of look at everybody. He's like, quickly now, and you'll notice that there's a lot of gouge marks on the floor and the walls of this chamber, accompanied by smears of blood that leads to the bone pile. There are two tunnels that lead to the northwest and the northeast. Through the latter, though, looks to apparently be caved in. Um, So as he walks in, you'll notice a gigantic thing kind of standing in the corner, resting up against the wall. Um, Standing before you is a very large skeletal creature, and it appears to have a giant great axe in between its hands.
Is it like standing, moving, or just inanimate?
It is currently inanimate,
Okay,
but
that's not so bad.
it's pretty prominent in that room. So Yijin, is like, quickly now, quickly, and he starts making his way towards the back, up towards this hallway, towards the northwest.
Ooh, that doesn't look fun.
Mm-mm.
That does not look fun.
So as you continue deeper into the ditches, you come to a trench that separates this room from an adjacent chamber. You'll notice glinting metal at the bottom, and it's also littered with bones. And there you see a scaffolding made of decaying wood that line the walls near the pit. Uh, Gives me a moment, real quick. There's a switch I got to get to lower the bridge, and you'll see him kind of reach into an alcove in the wall, and you'll hear like a faint clicking sound, and the bridge will slowly start to kind of lower down to connect the two sides. And so he'll start doing like that, and then he'll kind of like go over and then make his way across the bridge, and he'll kind of like wait for everyone to kind of come across.
See, what do we look like? Do we still have all of our stuff?
You appear to have
Do we
everything on
look
you.
like ourselves?
You look like yourselves, and you appear to have everything on you that you had in death.
I pinch myself. Does it hurt?
It would hurt, yes. So as you make your way into this room, and it's like he looks back over towards you. He's like, "We made this here a while ago to keep the camp safe." It's like you'll notice like the furthest wall of the chamber is carved with words. They're a bit difficult to read from a distance, and he'll kind of look over to you. It's just like, "One moment, please. I got to pay me respects." He'll walk over to the westward.
How about several moments? Who are you? Where are we? What camp? What happened to us? When are we?
What day is it? Where are we going? What's
Are
that
we
thing in
dead?
there?
Anything. Why should we follow you?
So he'll just kind of look at you, and he'll just have a big
You understand we're rightly confused and pretty fucking scared, to be honest.
Yeah, so he's like, he'll look at you and he goes, just like, so I'm guessing you's all died. It's like, well, I reckon it's like otherwise you wouldn't be here. It's like, well, if we all got one thing in common, is we're all dead. It's like at least that's what Abradus tells us. It's like Abradus is our leader, or well, the closest thing is we got to one. He'll have all the answers for you over there in the ditches. He's over in the camp. It's like if you follow me there, we'll be there in just a moment.
If they can explain anything in any sort of reasonable order that makes sense, great, because you're useless.
So
Oh no.
So he'll kind of look at you with a little bit of a little discontent, or he'll kind of look at you with like a kind of a response of almost insult, at being called useless, and but he'll kind of ignore you for a minute, and he'll kind of touch his hand to the wall. He kind of reverently like lowers his head up against the wall for a brief moment, and then he's like, "All right, now let's get going," and he'll start kind of making his way towards the back hallway.
He walks away. Sarissa wants to know what's the deal with the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, are they dead people that have already died?
So
Or
Twice?
died twice? Yeah, I was about to say died twice.
sure, make an investigation check.
Okay.
Double dead.
Not me.
Woo! There we go. There's a good one. I got a 1 last session and got a 19 this session.
So there's you a little bit about the wall.
She is gonna write all that down in her journal.
Okay.
Yola, Sophia, Romlin, Grin, Crayer, Hayden, Erle, and I think that might be an N. Looks like names to me.
There's a pit that we crossed.
One of the other people asked you to share about the wall.
Oh, that was in a language only
Oh.
she and I could
Oh,
understand.
gotcha. I saw.
Yeah, jeez.
My bad. I didn't see who said. Y'all all blend together, so I thought it was Samuel asking about the wall.
You're killing the sister code happening right now,
Yeah.
man.
I gotcha.
Jeez. No. I did not mean to cast a spell. No.
So as he makes his way further down, he'll kind of reference the room towards his right, which it'll be technically it's your left, but anatomically it's the right. And he'll say, like, almost there now. It's like, and if I were you, I'd stay out of that room. It's like, you might have a hard time getting out if you know what it means.
No, what do you mean?
Oh, we don't know what you mean.
Well, he gave you a reason why. He said, just don't go in there. You might have trouble getting out. So he meant this room right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you move me, Jim? I'm lagging pretty bad.
There you go. How about
I'm falling way behind.
I got you. Like I said, unfortunately, this is a massive map, so. Okay. How about now? Doing a little bit better?
I see myself up here.
Okay, you're way further down than that.
Cool. Now here.
Okay.
That'll be the old New Zealand ping kicking in.
Oh, there's any number of hops between here and where I'm connected to. There's a room here. Is that the one he said don't go in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
don't go in
Yeah.
there. Allegedly.
Okay. So as you make your way through the further into the ditches, you'll notice a a small cutout of the tunnels that actually looks like the only little blip of civilization that you've seen so far. As you walk in, Yijin will kind of like throw his arm out to the side and it's like, well now, welcome to our own slice of paradise. That one there is a Bardus. It's like he'll be the one you'll want to greet you personally. And you'll see a low conversation seem to come to a stop as he navigates past a barricade. You'll hear the sound like creaking wood that alerts all the people beyond of your presence. As you step inside, you'll see 3 dirty, ragged people sitting huddled around a fire, and they turn to you as you enter the cavern. So here's what it looks like to the people that are sitting there with you, or the people that are sitting at the campfire. Let me know if y'all got to that picture.
No picture for
Have a
me.
picture.
Not popped
Oh,
up yet.
There it
just
is.
popped up.
Okay.
There it
Okay.
is.
This is a great metal album cover.
It's a cozy enough little place.
Yeah. So with a sweeping gesture, he'll look at the group. It's like, dredgers made our newest members. It's like the rest of them will kind of smile weakly and just kind of slightly nod. And it's like one of the 3 stands up and with a little bit of a flourish and a slight bow, he'll looks in your direction and greet you. He looks to be like a half elf with a wrinkled complexion and silver whiskers and a shaved head. My name is Abradus. You have had the unfortunate luck to wind up stuck here with the rest of us, but you have found good company here. Beds softer than stone, a fire warmer than the grave. Ha! I welcome you, and each of you should find a place in your beds and near our fire, so as long as you contribute to the cause. Yijin will kind of like walk over to the group, and he'll be standing kind of beside you, and he'll seem to have like, he looks a little bit concerned and have a little bit of a panicked voice. It's like, "Hoi, I don't see Limdar. Which is she?" And Bardus will look over with him with a calm expression and say, our fine hunter rests in her bunk. You know how her need for exploration can take its toll. But do not worry. Our fine apothecary has seen to her wounds. She should be fine in a day or so. A Bardus will look over to the party and say, it's like, a dredger's lifespan is somewhat short in this hellish place. Please, feel free to join us and find what solace and good company you can. It's like, we're trying to do our best to endure. Gigian will kind of like nod at the party and it's like, you guys take it easy. I got somewhere I needs to be. And he'll kind of walk off in a hurried pace to another area of the camp.
You mind slowing down a little bit, please?
Sure.
Everybody talks so quickly, all these NPCs, and it's just trying to keep up with everything.
Sure, that's fine. I have a natural fast speaking voice, so sometimes if I do that, just let me know and I'll try to dial it back.
Yeah, thank you.
So he'll walk off to go to another area of the camp. Yijin will, the little gnome. So the guy talking, Bardus, the one that he was speaking to, is this guy right here that's sitting by the fire.
Bardus or Abradus?
Abradus. Sorry, sometimes it's Abradus. Sorry, Abradus. So one of the 3 sitting at the fire appears to be a human female, and she looks to be it was once fine medium armor, but it's now covered in a lot of mud and grime, and that is this one here. Now, be prepared for this, because this is going to be fast, but this is for a reason. She looks to the party and says, like, hello there, my name's Dornetta. Did you happen to find anything interesting on your way to camp? If you did so, I'd love to. And Abradus will quickly look over towards Dornetta and cuts her off. And he's like, enough of that now, Dornetta. It's like, can't you see that they've clearly had a rough day? There is time for that later. We don't even know their names yet, and you go off snooping. Dornetta looks a little bashful and kind of hangs her head a bit and says, like, sorry about that. I get a little bit excited at times. This place is a cesspool of death and despair, but I find it so fascinating. There's so many things to discover, and if by chance... Abradus will chime in again. He's like, enough already. It's like, here, now come have a seat. I'd like to get to know you all a little better. It's like, please sit. I know you must have so many questions, and I will try my best to answer them if I can. It's like, and if you get the chance, it will also give you the chance to meet the rest of the dredgers.
Nemia's gonna walk right up to the fire and just be like, okay, what is this place? Where are we? The engine said we're dead. How did you guys die? Did the lich kill you?
Very good question.
I have more. Tell me when you want me to stop.
Gotcha. So what do you want to know first?
Where are we?
So, we call this place the Ditches. A fitting name, I believe. It's like with the way things fall into it, or at least slightly cleaner than a street or gutter, but we call this place the Haven. My friend, this is one of the few places that you can even call safe, or even if it's that. It's like it's only made that way by our own vigilance.
How did we get here?
So he'll basically explain it's like, no one really knows. We've all died at separate times in different ways, and we've all ended up here, and there's no been any explainable reason why.
Out of character, do we remember getting killed by the Lich?
Yes.
Or do we not? Okay, we do.
Yes. You would remember
Okay.
the run-in with the Lich, but you would not have any reference of how long it's been since you've died.
Okay, but I know that that's how I died.
Yes, you did. You were
Okay.
killed by the bone sentinel that crushed you into the dirt with its swords.
Okay.
I got blown up.
Yeah.
So, they all
Why
died in
have we
different
not
ways.
gone to be with our, afterlife? Deities and whatnot?
Is that a question?
Yeah.
So he'll explains like, no one rightly knows. There's been hundreds of us that have been down here, they're the same fate as you. We just try to make sense of it as best we can and just try to survive as best we can.
Has anyone, air quote, died down here? Like, what if I chop your head off? You're already dead. Does it make a difference? Or do you
Unfortunately,
die again?
if you die again, that's it.
So
There's-
we're not dead.
His best explanation is we died, but somehow have carried on, but they don't know how to explain why they haven't died. It's just they remember they've died, and they don't know the exact reasoning behind it, and they do their best to just survive just in the situation that they're in.
There has to be some sort of pattern as to why we all ended up here. Like, does anybody else remember how they died, or are we the only ones since we're new?
The next person who died recently is Doinetta, who is this chick, the human. She says that she was exploring a cave, trying to just investigating stuff, and she got crushed by a boulder and ended up here.
Was
Oh,
she
so-
in the penumbral vestibule or just some cave?
She was just in a cave. And she was not in. She was not in anywhere that y'all were visited. She was exploring a cave, got crushed by a boulder, and ended up here like
She was-
everybody else.
Okay,
Weird.
here's a good question. So you say we're dead. Are we? But we need to survive. Do we need to eat, or are we just going on our way? Do we have to rest? Do we get tired down here?
Everything that you
I
would
have to shit still.
Yes, you are, for all intents and purposes, alive. Everything that you did in your normal daily life prior to the visit, you would still have to do now. You
So
are
we
not.
can
You are
starve
not
to
immortal.
death.
Yes, you can starve to death. You are not immortal. You can still be hurt. You can still be injured. You are basically, for all intents and
So we
purposes, living
should
it,
have died,
but didn't. Correct. You should have died, but didn't. They don't know why you're not dead, and they just basically, we've ended up in this place. We don't know if it's like purgatory or what. They're just basically, hey, we don't know why we're in this place. We're just trying to survive as best we can.
Who's tried to get out?
He said, have they ever tried to get out before?
Someone has surely tried to get out. Who has
Yeah.
tried?
So Abradus kind of, he see him just kind of like heave like a very heavy sigh before he speaks, and he's just like, every one of us here knows about the ditch gate. Big circular thing with runic carves all over it. It's like our newest member here, before you lot, of course, is dying to go see it, but don't try. We've lost too many people trying to reach it. The thing that guards it is a mess of bodies and muck, far too powerful for any of us in our current state.
But it's the only way out.
As far as we know, yes.
Then we must try. No offense, I've only been here a few minutes, but this is not somewhere I want to spend the rest of my days.
What were the names that Yijin was obsessed with?
So the names were that. So he said it's something that Yijin started when he first began here years ago. It's like the names are all the people that he's seen die in this godforsaken place. Like I think he's accepted that all of our names will be on that list eventually, even him.
He's been here for years.
Yes.
Who's the oldest? Who's been here the longest?
The person who's been here the longest currently is Yijin, followed by Abradus after that.
How do you survive? Like, where do you get water and food from?
He says that basically since they've been down here, they do their best to survive, and by surviving, they hunt, they forage, and they do things, and that they all basically have roles that they fulfill to basically just keep themselves going, keep themselves motivated.
What do you hunt?
They said that their resident hunter Limnor is they usually hunts small game and mice, and that's typically what they eat.
Well, how do they get in here?
This place exists with many things just besides food.
I'm just poking holes in your plot. This place is only accessible like one way, and it's perfectly self-sustained. No.
Well, it looks like we're underground. I can buy rats being down here.
So he
But
says
this place must be still connected to our world, right? Like the physical place we've been transported to.
Would Sarissa remember what the Lich said to her before he killed her?
Trying to do a history check to see if you can recall what he said before he killed you.
It was too traumatic.
So,
Do I get any tidbits?
best guess that you can remember, he mentioned something about feeding your soul to his phylactery personally.
So I will relay that information to Declan, since he knew something about phylacteries. Or was it Samuel who knew something about phylacteries?
Definitely Declan. He's the expert.
Okay, so Declan, this is what he said before I died. Any insight?
So,
This might be his own personal hell.
So Abradis will also kind of like look to the group, and it's like besides the people here, the only other thing that they deal with is basically foul undead. And he's like, I don't know how folk like you and I stumbled into this place, but our lives and our wits and just let us just simply say that most of our neighbors are not quite so canny, nor do they have any compunction or consumption of human flesh. So they basically have to deal with like constant threats of undead.
Didn't all the undead that burst out in Soma and Estonia come from underground? You don't think that you're in the same sort of place?
It is a possibility. They say that they don't really know exactly where this is. Shit, sorry. Said that they've gone out and explored most of this area that they can, and they haven't really found much in terms of previous evidence of civilization.
But you found canvas for tents.
Most of that is materials and stuff that people had on their possession when they came back.
So like us, everybody had their supplies when they appeared here.
Correct.
Are there any signs of civilization at all out there? Or is it just dirt and muck?
He said that mostly it's just lots of undead that they deal with, and it's like the undead have like a strange and cruel magic about them. He said that even like they do their best to try and avoid them as much as they can, because they said that even like the slightest scratch from like a mud zombie can be fatal if you're not prepared. That like they don't travel outside of the camp very often if they can help it. The only person who really explores outside of the camp is Limnor, and she only goes to like very specific areas so that she can hunt. But the last time she went out hunting, she actually got injured by one of the undead.
Well, how far can you roll before running into either these undead or the guardian that stops you from leaving?
So they pretty much, this little pocket that they're in is about the only semi-safe area, because even it's not 100% safe. You'll notice kind of all around the structure or all around the area, you'll have like there's like barricades everywhere. Abradis has made those to kind of help keep the undead at bay, but they still will make their way into this camp. They are pretty much everywhere throughout this entire area. And sometimes they're in small packs, and other times they're in like you'll just run into one like zombie on its own, or you'll run into some bigger things. But for the most part, they're just everywhere, and it's not safe to really go out on your own unless you potentially want to get hurt. Like, that's pretty much what happened to Limnor, but she's kind of set in her ways and why she goes out hunting on her own.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't plan on staying here forever. We have to at least try and reach this gate, surely.
Yeah, but we need to get a feel about where we are before we act.
Yeah. I'm not saying we charge immediately, but
A lot of new information. We should
it's a lot to
maybe
take in.
sleep on it, come up with some ideas and present them later. Decide what to do from there.
I feel like I've been asleep for a long time.
I agree with that.
Ideas can be hard to come by on an empty stomach. Perhaps our first method of business should be securing the food supply.
Lean into my pack. I still got all my food.
Oh,
Enough
good
for all
point.
of these people?
10
How many-
days for one person.
1 ration per day.
I've only got 3 days worth, since we traveled for a week to get here. Well, to get to the vestibule.
So,
Hey, how much should we have used? Because there was hunting and stuff going on.
Yeah. Declan and Nemia were both hunting and gathering food while we were arriving, so we didn't have to dip into our rations that much.
Okay, good.
So, Abradis will also mention that when Limnor came back from her most recent hunt, that total they have about 12 days worth of food they have 12 total rations for everybody here. So currently, of their members, they have 5 people that eat food.
What's that mean? And more
Uh,
people who don't eat food?
one person in their group does not. He's been kind of sitting off on his own, kind of like whittling at something down here at the
actually just
bottom.
about to ask him.
Yeah, he looks to be like, it almost looks like a wooden boy, and he's just kind of just sitting off just by himself, just kind of just whittling,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
listening.
Pinocchio.
And who is that one down there?
It's like Sesher over there is our wonderful doctor and apothecary. It's like one who sees to our pain at our most needed times of recovery and grows a small little herb garden. It's like,
Herb garden?
yes, he mentioned a herb garden.
Ooh, where's the herb garden? I need to take a look at that. That might be useful.
You can't just come down here to where these people have been staying for so long and help yourself to their herb garden.
I just want to look at it. I don't want to help myself to it.
Said it could be useful.
I'm more interested in the fact that they have sustainable soil down here.
Exactly. If we can grow stuff, we can grow herbs, we can grow food, we can grow different things to help prepare.
Oh, I was thinking preparation is a matter of like hours or a day, not how long it takes crops to grow. We should discuss all this.
This might be in for the long haul. We want to be prepared. We don't want to be caught without any food.
Exactly.
So is there anything else that you want to ask Abradis about anything?
So
I have
much.
one-
What do you do, Abradis?
It's like aside from raising the spirits with my presence, like I am our humble smith. Like we've managed to create a small forge and an anvil some weeks past, and it's been aided us greatly for me to be able to don the trade of metal and soot. It's like soon, should you need any repairs or a new blade, don't hesitate to call upon me.
Good to know.
Indeed.
It'd be very useful. But, Abradis, you said there were hundreds of you? But how many of you remain now? It doesn't seem like many.
No, unfortunately not. Currently, there's only 5 of us remaining. We lost
Have
many.
so many fallen to this guardian?
Unfortunately, during our last attempt, we lost many.
Last attempt to leave?
Yes, their last attempt to try and escape, they lost a lot of their number.
Well, that bodes poorly. They had that many and they all died.
They didn't lose
Okay.
hundreds in one. They didn't lose hundreds in one challenge,
Sure.
but just over
Still a
time,
lot.
over 100 people have died.
Okay.
If
Ha-
inquired
your last-
further, they had about 15 people attempt to try to make it out of the gate, and they failed.
Right. Yikes.
How did you
Definitely
guys
way
go
better.
about doing that? What was
Yeah.
your plan?
So, unfortunately, the group that went there were a bit overzealous, and they tried to charge the gate head on. They lost about 5 or 6 almost immediately. Abradis and Yijin were trying to warn them that it'd be foolish to run head first like how they did, and they didn't listen. They basically traveled with them to try to help prevent them from dying. It did not work. That's how they lost at least a good chunk immediately. The handful that seemed somewhat more reserved about it basically fled to try to get back into where they kept safe at their old camp. After they made it back, a couple succumbed to their wounds. The others basically ended up just giving up and just quit. They actually had to construct an area near their camp to kind of hold people when they kind of get so irate and panicky, to kind of help them calm down. He kind of references that was the room that you kind of walked past on your way into camp. And so he says that basically they do their best to survive since then, and it hasn't been the greatest. And so basically every one of them have been kind of depressed, and it's been a rough couple weeks since that happened.
You said something about an old camp, so this isn't your original camp?
No, this is their second camp that they've had. Their original camp was a lot deeper into the ditches and was much closer to where the exit was. They had it that way so that way they could potentially escape better, or be a little easier to escape. But after they got overrun and lost all their people, they pretty much had to abandon their camp and start over.
Did you bring everything back from the old camp?
They did not. They were not able to collect everything from the camp because they weren't expecting to make a full frontal assault. So they basically left to help all the ones that decided, hey, we're just going to go charge headlong. And when they failed and got overrun, they ended up losing all their stuff and their possessions from the previous camp.
So there might be more supplies there.
Entirely possible,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, that's good to
That's-
know.
That's something worth looking into.
Yeah, well, my character have any familiarity with visual kind?
Who was it that asked?
Nefarious.
Nibir's. Make a history check. See if you've have any recollection of dealing with Weshelkind. So you have met one or two in the past because of Altaheim as large as it is. The only thing that you would know about them is that they're usually not treated very well. They're usually very looked down upon and sometimes treated like dirt.
Okay. Just so I just make sure that I'm not, what the fuck is this guy made of wood? What the hell is up with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that it's... The alchemist, poor lad, doubly cursed.
I have one more question for Abradis.
Sure.
Why can't we go in that room? Didn't he say it was just like a holding cell for wounded people?
He basically said it's a room that they set up for people that got too panicky into whatever. They kind of would keep them safe so they could calm down. The only reason why you can't go there because if for whatever reason the door shuts itself, you can't get out on your own, and someone has to let you out.
Thanks.
So it's more of just like, hey, just be careful if you go in there, because if you go in there, you might get trapped, and no one will be able to let you out unless we let you out. So
I really
not like the room's cursed, but it's just, hey, if
Okay.
you go in there, don't let the door shut behind
Like
you.
a padded cell.
Yeah,
Well, if
basically.
you want to
Yeah.
go in there, I'll make sure you don't get locked in there if you want.
Inside check.
No, because I don't know if that's just some lame thing Abradis made up. I'm just gonna get murdered in that room, or if it's like,
Only
something
one way to find
cool.
out.
I know, maybe in the morning.
Abradis, where do these other pathways lead? Give us a rundown of... I imagine this place is, even though you're sequestered in this small area, the whole ditches are quite large. But
So
to maybe be brave enough to look around, where do each of these paths lead?
So he'll explain that the path northward up above is their barracks. That's where they sleep, and where pretty much anyone that needs to kind of like take, like recover, they'll usually kind of keep them there. Towards the south, down this way, is a room that they don't ever go into. They said that it's a strange ritual room that they've been into it once or twice, and that didn't go very well, and so they pretty much just like, hey, we're not going in there anymore.
Mind elaborating on didn't go well?
Apparently there's some sort of like bad magic in the room, and there is, like some sort of like curse to any person that like goes in there.
Well, I know a
Like
bit
we're,
about
like we're not
magic.
cursed already.
That sounds
think
right
we
up
should-
our
we should
alley,
be dead.
Sarissa.
Yeah, that sounds right up our alley. I think we should go in there and see what's going on.
Me and Sarissa are very into magic things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So towards this path is where Sesher, who is the little wooden boy, that is where his grove is at. Unfortunately, his grove has kind of gotten overrun, so he's not been able to get to it as well, so they haven't been able to really use it as a food source here lately.
Overrun with creatures, undead.
Not undead, but there have been creatures that they just haven't been able to really deal with all that much. And
What
so,
sort of creatures? Beasts?
like plant-like monsters that basically became sentient and started attacking them.
Right. Okay.
That
Where it
sounds
backfired.
interesting.
Towards this path leads to both the old camp and where the gate is located. So going through
Last one
that
for
way.
me.
Yes.
Where we came from? What's that? It's a big pile of bones, and then there was that other enormous hulking statue thing.
So he's not sure why, but any new person that ever arrives in the ditches always seem to land on that bone pile. Any person that's ever appeared here has been in that exact same spot. So that's why
Whose
Yijin.
bones are they?
They're not sure. They've always been there. So even Yijin, when he first arrived, it was just a gigantic collection of bones. Basically, Yijin will go out every single day to that pile to see if there's any new people that show up. And it just happened to be that the day he went out today, he found y'all.
That's a lot of information.
Big eat sleep plan.
I think we should all definitely rest and come up with a plan in the morning once we've gotten our bearings, because we've all had a little bit of trauma.
Yeah, you're definitely free to explore the camp. He definitely suggests that if you want to rest and take it easy, that you're more than welcome to. He said, just find you a place in the barracks to be able to lay your head. He'll be, at the fire for a while if anyone has any other questions about stuff. He says that he has a couple things he needs to work on, to keeping the barracks up. You'll notice that a lot of the barricades have just pretty much just makeshift metal and like things that they've made out of weapons, like sharp points and things like that, almost like spears tips and stuff to help kind of keep the enemies at bay. And basically he's just going to keep an eye.
He did say, what was her name? Lemnor, the hunter, that she was injured.
That is correct.
Can I go check on her and see if there's something I can do?
Yes, he said that actually, if anyone that is adept at healing at all, then yes, he would be greatly appreciative if anybody could check on them, so that way maybe it'll help her get feeling better a little
'Cause
faster.
I want her feeling better, to see if she can help us scout and figure out what's going on with this place, since she's a little bit more familiar.
Namia's gonna follow Sarissa over to her tent.
Oh, she's cool looking.
Ooh.
What is she?
Girl gang.
Make you a history check.
History check. Woo. Alright. I have no idea what she is. I've never seen that species before in my life.
Let me try. Hold on. I don't have history either, but.
Oh, I'm proficient. That's what's so sad. And look, you did better than I did.
Ayo.
So she appears to be a Lanshi, which is like an aquatic race. that are typically in the southern region of the Baroque Empire near Mordensinia.
Cool.
Pretty much, I'll ask her how she's doing and ask if she's okay with me seeing her wounds and what hurt her.
So she's fine with you kind of looking her over. And, she said that the last time that she was out, she was attacked by a pack of shadows. And, she was, barely able to fend them off and pretty much get out in one piece and basically just head back here as soon as she could.
We'll definitely ask Declan if he knows anything about shadows when we go down there, or when we see him again. All right. So I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on her. See if I can help any. And nice roll.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah. She definitely looks to be a little bit better. You see some of the wounds that she has, like on her arms, kind of close up a little bit. So she definitely does look like she's got a little bit more pep in her step. So she's says hopefully, when she gets up in the morning, she'll have enough energy to be able to go back out and hunt again.
Yeah, and then I'm going to tell her to rest, but in the morning, Namia and I would really like to pick her brain and get some more information about how she's been scouting and everything.
Okay. Yijin
He is also
Yes.
going to offer, if she's not feeling well in the morning, to have Sarissa draw a map with the route and go hunting for her in her place.
Okay, sounds good. Yijin will also look very, appreciative towards Sarissa for kind of like helping out Limnor, and he's kind of sitting there beside her bed, just kind of like holding her hand.
Right, when that's done, I'm going to give her space and walk over to Declan and go, so, Declan, what do you know about shadows?
Oh, quite a lot, actually.
Their hunter was attacked by shadows.
She's lucky to be alive. Shadows are terrifying undead. They're literally shadows, and they'll slowly steal your strength away until you die.
Oh, that's not good. I'm assuming you've come across them before?
Yes, only one or two, but we always had them outnumbered at least 2 to 1.
Okay.
Extremely dangerous to encounter alone. She's lucky to be alive indeed, especially if there was more than one.
She did say there were several. So
She's a lot tougher than she seems then.
So we'll need to definitely keep an eye out when we're out and about. It's a good thing we at least have a heads up.
Well, tell me, who's in charge of cooking here? Might be able to lend a hand.
They said that Karagnir is their, resident arcanist, and they typically, do their best to kind of dabble in food, but, they're more adept in, wizardry. She does her best, but doesn't always, cook the best meals. She can, set them on fire really quick with firebolt, but after that, she has two methods of cooking: raw and burnt. So
Perhaps we can the level here, and we'll dine a bit better.
they would
Goes
be
in, starts taking out pots and skillets and things like that, other cookware.
okay. That'll probably be definitely appreciative on their part because they haven't been eating very well. I mean, they're only so well you can cook a rat, so. And they usually just kind of the burnt charred taste is what they've kind of gotten used to. It kind of helps take their mind off the fact that they're eating rat.
It's lucky for you I have a couple small pouches of spices. We should be able to spice that rat up pretty well today. Make it a nice soup. Be enough for everybody.
That sounds awesome.
DM.
Yes.
Bruce is gonna want to get a little bit of peace and quiet to sit down and eat his own rations that he has.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come to this psych room,
Mm-hmm.
take my crowbar and just make sure the door's like wedged open so it can't accidentally shut on me.
Sure, sounds good.
Come in and take a seat and
Sounds
start
good.
thinking and even thinking I might cast my eye around as well and so what does it look like in here?
So that room, when you go in there, that you'll notice that like all of the room, it basically it's basically like kind of like hewed stone, and then it has like just metal bars on the side that basically from floor to ceiling that are like embedded through the stone. The room itself just almost looks like comically out of place in the ditches compared to everything else. And basically just the room itself is just there's just a bunch of crap on the floor, and
Bars, what like prison?
yeah, they have like basically large metal bars with a door to basically that they can open and shut, and basically that's to kind of they have the bars so they can see into the room, but they're just spaced enough that you can't get out of it, and then the large door that you have pried to stay open with your crowbar is basically there just to keep them shut to kind of keep them locked in. So hopefully they don't go out and hurt themselves yet.
What sort of things are on the floor?
A lot of like really old pieces of wood and things that looked like it once was furniture. Some of the wood looks like they've been turned almost into like kind of like flat pallets for people to kind of lay on. And anything else that you would want to know about it would require a investigation check.
4.
Wham, wham.
Happens to the best of us.
What? He didn't say it's a failure.
Yeah, the only thing that you really notice is there's just a couple of like random items just kind of straight out on the floor, like a couple rocks and like pieces of like almost like rubble basically that was just on the wall. Looks like someone had maybe like kind of dug at the wall like they were trying to get out of it at some point, and it looks like some of that stuff kind of broke down and like fell on the ground.
Well, I'm gonna take a seat on one of the pallets and maybe flick through some of that rubble and roll around in my hands just as like a soothing thing while I eat my sandwich.
Okay.
And I'll be here until someone comes to get me.
Sounds good.
I will be right back though.
No problem. All right. Any other questions for Abradus or any of the other members in camp?
Nemia is just out of curiosity. She just wants to know how Abradus and the dragon looking person. How do you pronounce that?
Karagnir.
Karagnir.
Yeah.
All right.
So Karagnir in general, she. Sorry, one second. For some reason I'm just being very like coffee, like my throat's irritated for some ungodly reason. So Karagnir is, she's a blue dragonborn. She's basically wearing like a loose tunic that's tied at the elbows, and then you actually notice on her body, you see written on her scales on her calves and forearms are like actual small little runic symbols that they kind of stand out. And then
Symbols mean anything to me?
you can make an Arcana check and check.
All right. Probably not, but we'll see. Oh, okay.
So they
Tell me about it.
They appear to be kind of micro inscriptions of possibly spells.
Okay.
And then basically, like, her entire outfit is like reminiscent of, like, like it looks like almost like something like a person would wear if they worked at like a conservatory, and like all of her clothing's dyed like in like rich reds and golds, but it's a lot of it's kind of just slowly faded in this nasty area. And then she also has like a sash that looks like it has like a component pouch, and then just a belt with just a bunch of pouches and stuff, and it looks like she's got like a book and everything kind of like attached to her belt. And it's like she looks like she's just wearing clothing that's just like built for like mobility, so like if she had to get up and move quickly, she could.
You gonna tell me how she died?
She says that she was doing an experiment, and she was testing, mixing with some different alchemical supplies, and she accidentally made a poison that killed her.
So far, the only thing that is a pattern in everybody's deaths is we were all just being dumbasses. Someone got crushed by a rock, she poisoned herself, and we all took money from a stranger.
If she said that out loud, could I ask? Well, it's most unfortunate. I don't suppose, though, that those alchemist supplies, you brought them with you when you died.
She says that she did have alchemical supplies, but they were in the old camp, and she has not been able to recover them yet.
I see.
Oh,
We might have more reasons to go to this old camp.
that might be stop number 1, guys.
It is
Did
sounding
we,
appealing.
did we ask Abreus how he died?
He says
Not
that he was actually, before he became, a makeshift blacksmith, he was actually a member of an army and like was basically like a guard. And he said that he was unfortunately murdered by one of his own people that was part of his company.
Oh shit.
So sorry.
Yeah, he seems a little sad to even, reveal the story, but it's like, he tries to find, levity in it. It's like he just didn't enjoy the stories that I used to tell. He had aspirations to be a bard when he was younger. It just didn't really work out. So that's why he has kind of like a over the top kind of flourish to his demeanor.
Is Sesher wanting to converse with us at all, or is he just staying away?
I mean, he's kind of a loner, but that's kind of like what was explained, or that like with Nibiru's, that like just kind of they get treated like shit. So he's part of the group and he's welcomed by the group, but internally it's kind of like, do I even belong here kind of thing. It's like he almost feels like an outcast of outcasts.
He has some trauma.
I mean, everybody
But
else
if
here,
anybody wants to talk to him, he's willing to talk.
Yes. Yeah, Nemia, where is he? I don't see him on the map.
He's down here.
He's
Oh, I see him now. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Ooh, he's spooky. That was out of character. I did not say
I know
that
what you
out
mean.
loud.
It's like, geez, thanks.
All right,
You're,
Nemia
you're
will
an
walk
ugly
over to
motherfucker,
him.
aren't you?
God damn, was your mother a jackal? Anyways, Nemia's gonna walk up to him and ask him how he got here.
So he says, unfortunately, it's. He said that people weren't very kind to him, and he was basically stomped and beat to death.
Oh no, horrible.
That's actually
the
awful.
worst one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He said they just didn't like my appearance and thought I was creepy.
Oh no.
So he has kind of a fear of people, especially people he doesn't know, because that would be kind of a traumatic event.
Oh god.
Well,
But he said that before he died, all he used to do was try to help people, and he actually was basically studying druidry, and basically was very interested in like the Fae, and basically was just trying to help people.
At hearing Fae and Druidry, Sarissa's gonna come on, walk over, and join the conversation.
yeah, those are two things that we love: Fae, druidry. Let's talk
Yes.
about it.
Are you proficient in the language, by chance?
Yay!
Oh well.
Hey!
Ah, a third one to join the secret conversations.
I mean, learn the language, my dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Gladly, if you'll teach me. We might have a lot of time to learn, unfortunately.
Sounds like a Sarissa job. I don't know if I can handle teaching somebody.
Oh, I love teaching people. I can totally teach you how to speak Druidic if you want.
There we go.
I'd like that.
Okay. In our downtime, she can start teaching you simple words and phrases until you start picking it up.
Sounds great.
As long as DM's okay with it.
It's fine. You won't speak in it be too soon, but at least enough.
Little by
to,
little.
Yeah.
Maybe in a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sounding like we might be
Well,
down here for a while. So, may as well get a hobby on the side.
So I was AFK and came back to unusual object found in rubble. Was that something that I grabbed?
Yeah, you say when you were just kind of like rolling around rocks and stuff, that you saw something that looked a little out of place. It had like weird kind of runic carvings on it, and you're just like, oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I'll play catch with it.
So, Sesher will basically explain that he'll see that you walked over to help Limnor when you came in, and he'll thank you for assisting in healing. He does his best to kind of heal when he can, but he has to kind of be conservative with it because if he's too over aggressive with healing and they get attacked in camp or something, then he's not going to be able to heal them afterwards. So he has to kind of, if some of the injuries are minor, he can only do so much to keep them up, just because it's like he's their only means of staying whole. So, he is very, frugal with his spell slots.
Well, between the two of us, as long as I'm here, I can help take the load off for that.
Okay, sounds good.
Access to some alchemical supplies, I may be able to help too. But as it stands, I can't do much.
I think we should probably head towards the camp in the morning, but we should all rest and convene on what we all think we should do in the morning.
Very well. I'll try my best to get some rest. This is...
Before getting a rest, Namia's going to ask Sesher a little bit more about the monsters in the herb garden, just in case there's something at the old camp that could help.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So he'll explain that they're like some sort of like weird fungus that kind of grew out from the earth, and whenever they got close to him, they kind of like whipped them with these strange tentacles, and they were a lot stronger than they were expecting them to be, and the first time they ran into one, they're like, oh, we might be able to use this like a food source, but then it almost killed one of them, and they basically like got out, and like he hasn't been back to the camp since, or he hasn't been back to his old grove since then.
Okay.
He said that grove itself had very interesting properties because there's these glowing crystals in there that actually helped grow plants even in this dark environment. Like it gave off the closest thing to like sunlight and like energy to be able to actually grow plants. He said even in their old camp they didn't actually have a good source for growing plants until that area that they found, and he's really upset that he can't continue to practice, because if he can grow things, it would help take the burden off Limnor having to go out and hunt every day. If he could actually grow stuff for them to eat, it would make their lives a lot easier.
Eklund, does a tentacle whipping monster sound familiar to you? Would you know how to... anything to kill that with?
I don't know. I would have to get a good look at it, unless we know what it's called.
They don't know what they are called, so they said that they didn't like take a lot of time to kind of explore and investigate it. It was like as soon as they got close to it, it started attacking them, and they fled.
Hopefully, it's not a roper.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I'm not there anyway.
I got no idea what that is, in or out of character.
For level 1s or 2s, it's pretty much death.
Mm-hmm.
Double death. It's
Sure.
death the second time.
Yeah, I was gonna say we already died once.
And this time,
like to avoid
death
it.
will be the end.
Double down on death.
But
Boy. Okay.
All right. I think I'm officially out of questions.
Yeah.
I don't think I can think of anything else.
okay, sounds good.
All of my questions are internal and spiritual, so
Between you
which I can
and
do with NPCs.
Okay,
where are the camps or the tents?
they're up. They're up there. Like there's little alcoves and stuff. You'll see them once you walk up that way.
Great.
These
Nimia's
are
gonna.
little beds.
The height of luxury.
After about an hour of I realized that they've forgotten about me and pocket that rock and wander
Sorry,
back
we got into everyone's backstory. Sorry.
grab my crowbar.
I was just trying to find a reason all of us ended up here. One of them seemed to be like a nun, so it's not because we're all bad people, which was my first suspicion. Like,
We went to hell.
yeah, I was like, maybe we're just all shitty people, and that's why we're here. But that got
Oh, I
debunked.
think the world's just a shitty place.
I know when we wake up in the morning, if Lenore's feeling better, I'm going to ask her how she got here, but I think that will be it. I think we know how everyone got here.
Yeah, I think that and Yijin are the only two that you didn't
Oh,
know
yeah,
about.
we haven't asked Ethan. We can ask him in the morning, though.
I don't know, man. He talks in riddles. I don't care. I really don't care.
It's not
No
riddles,
offense,
it's just
Eugen.
fast.
Like, good
And
God.
a lot. Yeah, he just talks a lot.
Just like fucking cryptic. Just tell me why you died.
Yeah, if you know what I mean. No, I really don't, Eugen.
I really don't. I don't. Sorry, I don't know why I hate him so much, but I do.
He annoyed me too.
Well, it sounds
Okay,
like
good.
he's probably been down here for a long time. He might have just lost the plot.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
shut
should-
up, shut
yeah,
up,
but, like-
crazy.
but, like,
I'm the main
also-
character now.
He is.
Like,
He has been down there a minute, so
He's
Okay,
been
but,
down there
like,
the first time.
He can still read because he was reading shit on the walls. He can still navigate. He has built a human relationship with this lady huntress. Like, he clearly has his faculties.
How long ago was that, though?
It seems to me that he's just annoying. Anyways.
Brutal, but fair enough.
He could have done all of that stuff and then lost his marbles.
Well, that's a very valid point. I didn't think about that one. Maybe a tentacle whipped him a little too hard in the grove.
Or maybe he had one too many mushrooms.
Maybe one too many mushrooms.
Rats and mushrooms will make anyone crazy, I think. That's all you can eat.
okay. Anybody else wanting to do anything before they take a long rest?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, so you can all take a long rest.
Yeah, level 2.
Wait, level 2?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. He said so at the beginning of the session.
When we last. Okay, great.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm updating
Oh,
all
more
of
health.
your health to accommodate
More health is
where
a
it should
beautiful
be.
thing.
Oh, you're already working on it. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Yes, I can. Let's see. Do 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 do. Okay. All right. So it will be the next day. Slept in a little bit just because it was an eventful day, and a lot of stuff happened. When you wake up in the morning, you will notice a lot of kind of arguing going on from the people out in the kind of sit-in common area. There will be like it's a pretty loud argument that you can hear from going on out there.
I'll meet if it awakens me, I'm gonna immediately go down there and see what's going on.
Okay. Okay, let me. So Samuel, I'm changing something because magic missile is always a wonky one in terms of doing the damage. Like you can either click it multiple times and it like recasts it like that. So what I usually do is I create a second one that's just like the extra bolts. So that way, if you attack like multiple enemies, you know, because like if you do some of the coded ones, then it'll like typically roll like you roll one die and it'll just be the same damage for that all die, but like the dice roll should be different each time because it's each one is its own individual roll. So that's why I don't use the one that's pre-coded. So what I usually do is so you'll have one in the there it is. You'll see it in the at will section. And so like whenever you roll like magic missile to attack something the first time, and if you're hitting different targets and you're gonna hit like 1, 2, and 3, then you know you could target all three of them at the same time and then attack, and it'll roll all three. But if you're gonna take like say the same person 3 times, you would attack the first time and then just hit the extra one 2 more times, and then that'll do it.
You know,
Okay.
in Magic Missile, you only roll the damage die once, and then just multiply by how many darts there are.
Oh no, it's 1 dart per target. So it deals
each dart does so
one
you do
1d4 plus
one.
1. Yeah.
That's how much each dart does.
Yes, I know.
You don't roll
that's
every dart.
that's what let's see. Well, it's you can all the darts deal strikes simultaneously, and they could direct damage at one target or several. At least based on that, that's what it sounds like it would roll individually.
There's clarification on one I can share with you after the session.
Okay, that's fine. So it's usually all
And you
just the
can
same
make
damage,
a ruling.
like that.
Either way, whatever you say, DM, I
Yeah.
think I get it.
Yeah, it's up to your interpretation. Even Jeremy Crawford's like rules is written, roll damage once. Rules interpreted, do what you want.
Yeah.
So
I honestly, I doubt I'll be using it much anyway, but it's good to have
It's
it,
so cool.
just in case.
Because guaranteed damage is never a bad thing.
It never misses.
Okay, but yeah, so in the morning, you'll see a bunch of the people all standing, you know, kind of at the fire together, and so Doyenta, you know, will be arguing with Abradus about, you know, it's like we really need to go. It's like now that we have enough people, I think we should be able to actually explore it now.
Together is better.
guys, I'll need to talk to you as well for a moment. And no disrespect to our new friends, but maybe just us.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Do you want to go back to where the beds are?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Yeah,
Lenore's
yeah.
in there. I guess
We'll let,
Lenore's in there. Do
She-
you want to go in
she
the
can-
hallway over here? We can go in the hallway.
Uh,
No shade to Lenore.
Come back this
but
way.
I don't know how loose-lipped she is.
the padded
Yeah,
cell,
trust.
the jail room.
as long
Just
as we
make sure
let
the
get
door-
locked in there.
Yes, that would be.
Yeah. All right, here's fine. I just wanted to disclose I might have done something that either got us more fucked or less fucked.
What did you do?
I thought I was dreaming, and there was a voice that said it could help, and I kind of said yes, and I have some magic now.
How do
I'll
you
take it.
magic
I'll
now?
take it. I'll take a sling bullet out of my pouch and close my fist around it. When I open it, it's got a slight arcane sheen to it. And as I throw it into the wall, it hits a lot harder than regular stone should.
Sarissa is going to
Oh,
lose her mind and run over to the wall and start sketching it.
So a whispering voice in your sleep gave you magic slings.
Magic something. Power. Help. Look. We died. or should have. And
Well, yes.
everything since I got to this cursed place has gone from bad to worse. And I know it's probably stupid to not get the full scope of things, but I don't want to die again. That was awful. I never experienced so much pain as I have in the last week. When someone
But,
says I'll protect you, you forgive me for saying yes.
oh no, no,
You
that's
shouldn't
fine.
burn your gift horses, so definitely.
And it's so cool. Look what it did to the wall. That's going to be so useful.
Aye, just consider that on a undead's head.
Did
Yeah.
this disembodied voice say anything else about what, where we could go for this protection, or
Disembodied voice. It wasn't me.
what?
That
I
was just
get
a
it.
joke, my
He's
friend.
a disembodied.
No,
Him
no,
was
I
right.
know what you
No,
mean,
no,
of
no.
course.
You know, Namia ain't good with her words.
I know.
I know.
That's why I
I'm
love
sorry.
you.
But
Yeah,
please
just
continue.
I think we'll probably be traveling together for a bit. I just wanted to let you know that something else is interested in me or us or what have you.
Feels like we already have a guardian angel saving us from death once, so why not this?
Yeah,
Is
I
it,
mean, I would have
is this
preferred
safety
something
or is
else.
this extended torment?
Yeah,
Would death
It
have
would've
been
been-
better or worse? I don't know.
it would have been cool if they gave us like a ladder to climb up to like normal world, but like a slingshot's cool. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm happy to talk more about any of this once we're out here, if we can get out. I hope you get out.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being so forthcoming.
I agree. I mean,
Yes,
we're in this
yeah.
for the low haul. We need to be able to trust one another.
100.
We'll see if we can trust these other dredges, as they call themselves, too.
Yeah, well, they don't seem to be having a good time right now. They
they-
seem pretty.
Kind of a drip, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
They seem pretty much as stuck as us, and
Yeah.
probably our best way to get out of here.
So we
Cool.
join
Hey,
them around the
Abradus,
fire.
you're a smith, right?
He'll kind of look at you like questions like, yes, why?
Do you want these? Yeah, and I tipped like 10 javelins on the floor in front of him.
So he'll definitely take them. Where did you get 10 javelins from?
I started with them.
Oh, gotcha. Shit, sorry. So he's like, yeah, I can definitely make use of that. While you basically like walked away briefly, Limnor gets out of her bed, and she kind of like limps over to like the group, and it's like so she kind of like looks at like the group of you. It's just like, so you're all skilled warriors, right?
I'm skilled.
Yes.
It's a very broad term.
Namia certainly is. Can say that much.
And she's
Namia's
just like,
very
well, the others don't like to talk about it, but we all know there's only one way to get out of here, the ditch gate. It's like, you could help us reach it.
I'm interested, but it sounds like the last group that went for the ditch gate was slaughtered. We should at least be smart about it.
Yeah, because Bradus, as you even mentioned, that even tries to cut in and dissuade Limnor from even saying anything more about it. But like the mere mentions of the gate basically gets like the entire dredgers like to start talking all at the same time. So the whole group of them will all kind of start like arguing amongst themselves, and like the scene of them just kind of like talking that just becomes chaos. And then like after like it kind of goes on for like a couple seconds and stuff. Abradus will just kind of like, yeah, that's like, people died the last time we tried. Even if we have the people, we don't have enough skills or supplies for another attempt.
Well, we can
Yeah,
definitely
boss.
build up the supplies for such a thing.
Yeah, you want to go back to your old camp?
Yeah, there's enough bodies to where we can scavenge and get supplies if we need to. We don't want to stay here forever.
So
Definitely find a better pack of food as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Abradus will kind of look at everybody, and he's just like, it's just like, he understands why they are upset And he even kind of looks at you, and he just has this kind of just a weary smile on his face, and he's like, "Too much time down here. Just where's anyone's soul?" It's like, don't think any too poorly of them. Trying to get out. It's like they all just want what's best for us. It's like I want to get out here as much as the rest of us, but that creature at the gates is just too dangerous. It's like, well, you need to prepare before we try to make an attempt. It's like if you'll hear me out, it's like I have a request for you, and the others will have things they'd like you to help us with as well.
All right. All ears.
So Abradus will look at you, and he's just like, so I have materials, but not enough. Definitely these javelins will help, but I'll need at least another 30 pounds worth of materials to be able to refortify our gates to be able to get out better. I know some of the other people also have some things that they would probably need done before we head out.
Okay.
And he
Wait,
says,
you want to fortify the place that you're going to leave?
if something happens and that thing comes back and needs to find a place to
Oh,
fall
if you
back
want to
on,
fall back
yes,
here.
they need it as
I mean, it's
sturdy
a
as.
bit defeatist, but I understand.
But it's the fallback. He's just like, we've tried this so many times and we failed. I'm not gonna let us have to abandon a camp again like they did last time. It's too hard for them to start over from scratch.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I think if that's the price of your aid, then sure.
But all he basically wants is you just to bring him more metal so he can fortify his defenses.
Enough.
They go around the quest hub accepting everything.
Oh, what about you, Caragnir?
She's like, this is so trivial. It's like, we have the manpower to attack, so we ought to do it. It's like, why are we wasting time arguing? We could just be doing field research and making preparations. It's like, speaking of which, legend has it that the monster before the gates is a gigantic undead monster. I'd like to learn about it. A simple tissue sample would be enough.
A tissue sample from the thing that slaughtered everyone?
Yes, I think that would be very well. If we had some way of getting it, we might be able to actually study it more and find a way that we could defeat it.
Yeah.
A dangerous job.
It's right up my alley.
Yes, I agree.
Is it prone to just leaving pieces of itself lying around?
Usually,
Or do you have to get
usually
it off
no.
of the
You'll have
body?
to be able to get it off of it somehow.
Ah, fuck. That sounds like a very dangerous job.
If we know what it is, we'll be better prepared to fight it.
Of course, that makes sense. But
Yeah, I mean, who wants to be the human sacrifice so we can distract?
that's what I was wondering.
Just kidding.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Well, we have some brave souls. Wonderful.
Yeah, we'll tie a rope around your waist, let it attack you, and then you cut a sample off, and we drag your body back, and we heal you. It'll work. It's perfect.
I was thinking more I'll keep it facing this way and you come up behind it and slash a piece off and then we all run.
That works too.
So as you're discussing with Cragnir about like that, Doyenta kind of like walks off kind of on her own and kind of just kind of like walks off towards the side a little bit as I keep accidentally spinning her. And she just kind of like just walks off a little bit.
Is she okay?
I don't know.
Oh no, Sarissa was asking the other dredgers, is she okay? Like, out loud.
So Abradus will kind of like, she gets like that sometimes. She's still just kind of growing accustomed to the life down here. She wasn't part of the last time they went out and actually tried to go through the gates, and it's like she's very interested in seeing the gate and things like that, but she just kind of walked off for an unknown reason.
You're telling us to ask her.
Probably the best course of action if you want to know.
I mean, if no one else is gonna follow her, I'll go follow
I
her.
was going to say, Nemia is not bothered.
So
nosy.
when you like walk up to her and like she kind of like blanches a little bit and kind of looks down at her feet. She's like, they don't understand. It's like I want to escape, but there's so much left to learn. It's like if we leave, then we can never turn back.
I
So-
get that. Oh, sorry.
You're good. So she's like, there has to be some sort of reason we're here. It's like this could be some sort of ancient civilization that we don't know anything about. It's like there could be just so much knowledge in here. It's like, why would you want to give that up?
Looks like it's gonna be a while before we prepare. Why don't you come out with us and you can help us look for different things while we're out, and we can write and make notes together. get as much knowledge as you can before we have to leave.
So that the thought of that does intrigue her, but she is a little wary of going out with strangers. You know, if you were able to bring something back for her that would kind of be some sort of clue or evidence of any kind of former life in this place, not relating to their former camp, but like any kind of lost civilization type information, then she might be more inclined to kind of go out and explore with you more.
I can do that. That's no problem. That shouldn't be too difficult.
Sesher basically says that
Not difficult.
yeah. Besides, you know, being able to recover his growth that he once had, he's also looking for any kind of thing that he can grow that would be more sustainable than what they had. Like if he has the means to be able to, you know, grow more things, he would be able to create more rations for them to be able to survive longer. Because even if they make it out of the gate, they don't know where they're going to go afterwards. So if they go out completely unprepared, you know, they could end up in a completely abandoned wasteland where there's no means of food, and he would like to have as much food and stores as much as possible, so that way, like, even if they make it out, they have no idea what's on the other side. So, a very pragmatic approach to their long-term survival.
So he wants his grove recovered and something to grow. Fair enough.
Correct.
Well, that's just right over there, isn't it?
The grove is down that way, yes. So Limnor, when she walks up, you know, she says that it's like, you know, this attack needs to happen. It's like, and Abradus may be right. It's like, though, but there is a lot left to do, and definitely even with extra hands we should be able to do it. But my heart definitely just wouldn't be in it unless I can find Coral, or at least whatever's left of her.
Coral? Who's Coral? Another treasure?
No, she was my wolf. When we died, we were here together. I know I saw her. She was there, but then she disappeared, and I haven't been able to find her since. Every day I go out hunting, I hope to find her, but I haven't had any luck yet. They all think I'm crazy for still looking. They all say that she has to be dead by now, but I just won't believe it. And even if she does, I just have to at least find whatever's left. I can't abandon hope on her just yet. So she basically has a faithful wolf companion that she basically is lost, and is hoping to find the wolf alive, or any kind of, you know, remnants of the wolf, or just a proof of death, basically.
It's terrible. All right.
Have to help her find the wolf.
Yeah, priority number one.
I'm sure fetch quests.
Yep. And then Yijin will mention that in the old camp and in different areas around the ditches as a whole, he's placed various traps that he's used to try to help keep the undead at bay. He said definitely be very careful. There's some of the areas do have traps, and they probably are still armed. So as a potential, you could get hurt by some of them. Definitely to be on the lookout for them, because he thinks they'd be useful for making the final assault towards the gate.
Oh, great. Where are they exactly, and how do we disarm them?
So he says a couple of them are spring traps that are pressure plates. They basically activate like a metal contraption when they do like that. He knows there's
scratch a wee map in the dirt here for us and show us where they are.
He says that there's one near the grove, and there's one in the old camp, and as well as near the watch post near the gate. Or
sorry, perhaps it was unclear. Can you describe with detail specifically where they are so we don't get stuck in them?
So he says that the one at the entrance of the camp is at the entrance. Like as soon as you walk into the camp, there's a trap. He says it's like a razor tripwire. The one in the grove, He's not entirely sure because he's not sure if it got messed with by the monster, so it might not be in the location that it once was. So that one he can't give you much details on. And then the other one that is near the gate, he's not entirely sure about that one either because they haven't been able to get to the watch post in quite some time.
Is the one in the Grove a tripwire or a pressure plate?
It was more of a pressure plate.
And the one at the gate?
The one at the gate was more of like a tripwire device.
Okay, so at least know what to look for in those areas. Okay.
Trusting Sarissa has this written down, it will remind us.
Yes, I have written it. I'm writing it down right now.
Professional note taker.
Yes. Before we do anything, though, I am gonna want Lenore to give me a description, and will want to make a rough sketch of what could be the closest resembles a map to help us guide through, so we don't get lost.
Okay. She'll shit. Sorry. She will do her best to map out. She was never at the old camp, so she doesn't have much knowledge of that. She will give you a good detailed map of the area that she hunts and one of the areas, a couple of the areas that she's explored. And she has never been in the ritual room, so she can't give you an area. She can't give you a description of that. The only person that has been in the ritual room is Yijin, and he hasn't been in there in 10 plus years, so he doesn't remember it very well. Abradus and yes.
He's been here over 10 years.
You said 4 years before.
Well, no, he hasn't just been in the ritual room for 10 years. He's been here longer than that. It's been 10 years since he stepped foot in that room.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I thought you said he's been here 4 years. Okay. Been here way longer.
Oh, he is
Looking
currently
for a volleyball named Wilson.
best guess for him, because their only way of actually keeping track of time is going based off the dates that people died. Because there is no clocks or anything like that, so that's the best way that they could sequence time.
And assuming time flows the same way.
Correct. As best guess, if you infer to Yijin what the year was when y'all died, for him, he has been down here for over 70 years.
Oof.
Is he long lived or has he not been aging?
He is aged like normal, as if he was alive. Everyone is aged continuously since they've been down here, as if like they had never died. Their age has not been altered.
His species or race is that of one that lives fairly long.
Correct. But like he has, a very haggard kind of appearance and has gotten older as he's been down here, and this place just almost feels like it drains you even more so than normal.
Now I know why he's a little off his rocker. He's been down here for 70 years. Wow.
Yeah, he's seen a lot. He's seen a lot of death. No sunlight, and basically.
And he still would rather not face that creature than try to escape this place after 70 years.
Yeah. So
he still hasn't just committed suicide by gate guardian or whatever.
He's just done his best to hang on. He tries to maintain an upbeat personality. So like your opinion of him being kind of annoying like that, that's just how he just copes as best he can. Like it's a very hard existence and a hard life, and he's just watched so many people die over the years. So his demeanor, while it comes off as kind of abrasive and kind of whatever in terms of like over the top, it's just he's had so many periods of time where he was the only one alive and he was just down here by himself, to he's been around with a lot of people, he's got close to them and then they died on him, and it's just like he's just seen his friends die over and over and over again, to the point where he's just kind of broken on the inside.
Alright, everybody roll for shame.
And definitely roll with advantage, Namia.
Oh. Oh man.
Well, be that as it may, are we still heading for the old camp first? What's up?
I think that's probably gonna be best.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I'm most interested in the old camp as well.
okay, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
I say, yeah.
All right, so let me go back. So, holy cow, guys, this is gonna be. You guys are gonna probably have a novel. Okay,
We've
so
got a lot of information this session.
oh yes, we have.
I'm already
so,
halfway through.
So the east, it leads us to the old. So the pathway to the east leads us to the old camp and the gate.
Correct.
All right.
Well, do you want to avoid heading towards the gate at all then, and maybe just go to the grove first?
I don't think the old camp and the gate are the same place, though.
The
We-
route.
We would choose the same path leaving from this camp.
Correct. The path that leads to the old camp is also the same path that leads to the gate. They diverge in which way they go, but the same route outside of camp takes you to either route.
All right,
So we
let's
just
be
go
on
to
our
the gate.
guard then.
If we see a gate, turn around, run.
And when we get to the camp, there will be a trap wire. So
Ah,
keep your
yes.
eyes like right at the entrance. So
Important one to remember.
Eugen, what turns do we take to get to the old camp? Directions: left, left, right, left, right, left, left, straight.
So he'll give you description of when you make it to this very large chasm. The only way that they had to traverse it was this weird root bridge that connects the two chasms. He said be very careful because the chasm is kind of high up, and the camp is on the other side of the chasm, just further along. And it was actually a good way to kind of fortify themselves because it was a good secluded area where the zombies had, or all the undead had a lot harder time of reaching them because they had to traverse a lot of difficult terrain. So it was a very good point to hunker down, but they unfortunately just got overwhelmed and weren't able to go back. But he'll give you good detailed, like go down this way, go down this tunnel, blah blah blah, go across this, camps to this area.
okay. And Sarissa will jot all of that down.
Yeah. So there's not really a way to do it in terms of just the way the map is designed. I didn't make this one. So as you travel through that hallway going down, I basically made like an ethereal wall to kind of simple as to show like a break in time. So from that point past and entering the camp, so once you break through that wall, it'll be the equivalent of traveling for about an hour. So I skipped an hour on the time. And as you descend through the tunnels, that you'll kind of notice the air growing thicker, like kind of clawing against your skin. It doesn't really provide heat or warmth or even like the promise of water, but it still clings to your skin and kind of garments it like all the same. The smell cannot be decided whether it's just stale with decay or sweet with rot. But you can't really choose between the dryness of stone or the familiarity of the graven earth. And just the anxiety of the tunnel itself just attempts to find purchase in you as you descend deeper into its like grambling, choking earth of the ditches. After what seems like an hour, you find yourself in a chamber that's no bigger than the dredger's camp. And then illuminated from a bright yellow light, there are two passages that lead deeper into the ditches. So Declan, you can at least see that. So, so.
North of us.
We can just drag through them.
Yeah, you just walk through it. It's just an ethereal wall, but I just did it to show like a break in time.
Yeah. On the walk through here for an hour, maybe one or more people might have heard Imperius under his breath to himself, being like, "Grandfather, is this the dark future you imagined? So it's still to come."
That's a pretty yellow light.
Is this the grove?
This is
The ritual.
That is not the grove, nor is it the ritual room.
Oh. Did they describe this room to us?
That's why I was describing just a second ago. They did not mention this room.
Okay.
They did not mention this room.
You're right. Okay.
It's
Well,
it's
maybe
so
they should have,
pretty.
because that's weird.
It's
Yeah, it
very
seems like a
pretty.
weird thing they would have left out.
But Namia, it's so pretty. We should go
we
investigate.
no, we shouldn't go in there. There is a no,
Are you
Pretty
sure?
doesn't mean safe.
no. I 100% am sure.
I have to sketch this.
Where do you suppose the light is coming from?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's coming from, Dean.
So it seems like it's kind of high up in the ceiling, or coming from like the top of that room. Let me actually describe to you kind of like a brief description of the ditches.
Just sunlight.
Yeah, it's not really sunlight. It's just a light that's coming from that. So all of the ceilings in this area rise about 60 feet from the ground to the ceiling. Most of the rooms, unless lit, are basically pitch black unless noted otherwise. Unless like so, some of the rooms you'll see some kind of like the light, a little bit of like the little bit of lighting in some of the rooms. Unless that's like that, then it's considered pretty much pitch black. Basically, all of the floors is just covered in like thin mud. Like any roots and stuff that you see like punctured from the floor and to the ceiling, and then also seem to be like thicker at the top and then thinning near the bottom. They look like some of them could be removed if you wanted to mess with them. And anything that you do find like metal wise, of course, you can bring back for Abradus to be able to use for his stuff. And then all of the walls are basically very sturdy and just kind of like packed with dirt. But it looks like you could potentially almost dig through some of them. Like it looks like with enough time, you could probably dig through some of the walls. They don't look completely solid. Like it almost looks like they're just like packed mud, basically.
Well, I don't think we're in any sort of purgatory. We're probably just underneath the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Much far beneath, but yes.
But why?
Crazy
And how?
Crazy idea. The light's coming from the ceiling. If we dig, does that mean we'll dig upward to the surface?
Be nice if it were that simple.
Right there.
But you're thinking 70 years? Eden hasn't tried that?
Well, he is kind of short. No offense, Nabs.
Yeah, short people are people too.
That's why I said no offense.
You can't just say no offense and then say something offensive. That's not how it works.
It came
I
from
forgive
a
you, though.
heartfelt place.
Assuming you're sorry at all, I forgive you.
In any case, I don't think that's sunlight. It looks wrong somehow.
All right, well, let's
see.
continue towards the camp.
Probably
Ignore it,
wise.
yeah. Looking for a chasm foot, right? First landmark.
Correct.
Well, you'll have to keep me with the rest of the group, please. Dungeon Master, I am.
I'm guessing this is
Wagon.
another hour.
It'll be a little bit longer than that. It'll be about 2 hours.
I mean, this break symbolizes
Yes,
another
yes,
hour
yes,
passive.
yeah.
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 Big hike.
I've frozen.
That's Nabiri's.
Stay with us, Kiwi.
Ooh.
Oh,
And the
I'm gonna drag you to where the rest of them are in the chasm, since they've already moved up
Thanks.
that way, to kind of help out a little bit, and then hopefully that'll help you out a little bit.
so that's the root bridge they were talking about.
Correct.
Mhm.
So, this basically this this great chasm. Jesus Christ, my throat. All right, so the tunnel finally releases its grip on you as you step onto a cliff's edge. The ceiling overhead is somewhere far and above and out of sight, and the walls chasing it up to an unknown height. The dim light continues downward into a chasm, and there seems to be gleaming spots of illumination that are glowing fungus that provide brief spots of vision in this depths below, but nothing to help you really grasp the cramped depths of this chasm. You see tangles of massive roots form haphazard disconnected bridges, starting 20 feet below the cliff's edge. The forming, connecting, overlapping network. And upon many, you see it looks like some of the roots are kind of like wriggling a little bit. And most concerning, something shifts far, far below, and you see like a roiling red and slowly pulsing light moving across the floor of the chamber. And then you hear distant gruntal laughter echoing throughout the cavern from an untraceable source.
Um, Feels like a pit filled with gibbering mouthers.
So we're looking for something for the puppet kid, right? Some kind of light source or something.
No,
And I
he's
think
wanting things to grow, like plants and things to
Okay.
grow.
yeah. But this fungus could grow and produce light, so
Mm-hmm.
it can grow more. I see where Declan's going with this.
Yeah. Could we gather some of this?
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
All right.
It's 20
Where
feet
is it?
below
Is it?
the edge, though, right?
Correct. It is 20 feet. Now, there are points of purchase that you could use to climb down to get down on top of the bridge. So if that is something that you want to do, let me know, and I will drop you down 20 feet.
Oh,
Before
I also have
let's.
rope.
before
Yeah,
we
we
drop
got
down,
rope.
though, there was movement on the roots, and Setcher was saying that there were fungus attacking people, so we may want to get a closer look before we drop down there and get attacked by these tentacle fungus, possibly.
Indeed.
Since we do see movement.
I could just shoot it with my bow and see if anything happens.
That sounds like
Yeah,
a
go
good
for
idea.
it. Or one of your magic stones.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to save your arrows. I've got
Oh,
some
yeah?
little...
Oh, I say we do the magic stones.
Yeah, do your little magic stones.
I can do more than stones, I'll have you know. I
Oh.
extend like my forefinger and thumb out like a little finger gun, and shoot an eldritch blast into the side of the roots.
Okay. So what
See
I'm
if it
going to do
disturbs
is
anything.
I'm gonna have you target something. Just roll your damage, and I'll have you target it. I have it.
Just damage or roll the attack?
Roll
as well?
the sorry. Roll the attack. Sorry. So roll the attack. I have you targeting that creature because you technically can't see
Oh, okay.
it. So
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Apparently, we know what the creature's called now.
Meta. We
Ooh.
do. Yeah.
Yes. That must have been what Sasha was talking about.
What happens when I shoot? So it looks like I don't know, just like a small jellyfish-shaped ball of energy that just poof, launches forth in my finger and hits something, right?
it does. You
What do we
notice
see?
it's basically you see this weird spore-like creature that's attached to the bridge, like kind of spewing forth from the creature. You see like these four like fin like tentacles like that. It looks like it's like poking out of like the like fungus body, and they are like wriggling like crazy after it's been hit.
Oh, jeez. I think that's what there's been in the grove as well. Tentacles.
Well, whatever you did something.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every 6 seconds, another one fires at it. Boof, boof, boof. But like, I don't know, 30 seconds just to see what happens to it. Wow. It rolled a -3 on initiative.
Oh, I didn't even know that was possible.
They're slow. Wait, they're all coming alive? Oh boy.
Oh, I rolled a...
If we can see them,
zero.
we can hit them.
I think it's just Nemia.
Hold on.
Excellent. Okay. All right, Samuel. So I know you have very limited sight based on what you got there. So the closest one that you can see is about right here in front of you, like right there.
Ugh. So they're starting to like move.
Yes, they
So
are
once it's
all
aggressively-
once you attacked that first one, they all started wriggling and then all started kind of creeping towards y'all's direction.
Oh, so they're
Disgusting.
mobile. Nice.
Not
Right, yeah,
nice.
once it starts moving towards
Back
us,
it up.
absolutely. gonna
Back it up.
throw them fun. And I will definitely take that advice and back up several steps. I don't want those tentacles anywhere near me.
Okay. Ah. And then I will take 10 steps back.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to remember each square is 10 feet.
Yep.
Oh, right. 10. I think I'm still okay. No, maybe not. 20. No,
You
I'm
move
back
3
here then.
squares.
If you only move 3, you're fine.
I think
Should be back up
yeah,
here.
that would be down 2 and then 1 diagonal. That would get you right there. So right there.
Thank you.
There you go. So in addition to the weird fungus things that are like popping up under that, you see 2 structures basically make their way out from underneath the bridge. Like they basically kind of like crawl out from under it, and when it does, it draws a bow and starts shooting at y'all's general direction.
Oh.
A what? You said a structure.
Or just a body of some sort kind of makes its way out of that and starts shooting at y'all's general direction.
Oh, a skeleton. Okay. I can't see it though.
Yeah, I'm
There we go.
I have it so if you step down 20 feet, you'll be at equal height with them at 20 feet, but since y'all are going to stay up top,
Now I see it.
I'll make an appearance, but I made a level so that way if you step down to it, you'd be equal with them at the level.
Okay.
In addition to the one that was in the back, another one pops up and takes a look at your group and takes a shot. Rolling terrible first
Nice.
tonight. Rolling terrible. Can't always be winners. Okay. Since these technically can't move, they only move like 5 feet. I'm not going to move it yet, but when it does move, it's going to move diagonally right there on its next turn because they only move 5 feet at a time, so it can't move 1 full square yet. Same thing with another one that's on the bridge, but you haven't seen that one yet, but because the where it's positioned, so it won't do like that. Let me jump in the gun here.
If you hold shift
Oh, sorry. I
and
thought it was
drag
my
the
turn
token,
already.
you can let it go outside of it. It won't snap to the grid, so you could technically put it halfway between. Up to you.
I'm gonna move down.
Yeah, I
one.
usually just I since I know these are only like that, I'm just I tried doing it like the half movement once before, and it was kind of a pain in the ass. And I was like, I'll just with these things in particular, I'm just gonna just like on the next turn, I'll move them 1 square. Because 5 feet is just such a shitty movement, so it's just like the skeletons is a little better because they can move faster, but you know,
Yeah.
not the greatest.
Am I able to attack him from here even though it's 10 feet?
20 feet down. So he is on the bridge, so he would be 20
Okay.
feet down.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and see if he's shooting. Yeah, I'll go ahead and hop down.
Okay. That is not a
on the
problem.
bridge.
Yep.
Jacqueline, no!
There we go. Nice, nice.
Declan knows what he's doing.
Oh, there's more down here.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
It's okay. Declan's
Jumping into the fire.
I've
That's all right.
personally seen Declan appear
It's
behind
over,
a witch
Declan. You
and
lost
say,
the high ground.
"Ah, no worries."
Exactly. Alright, end turn. There we go.
So same thing with that one. It can't move yet, and it can't reach you. All right, Nabir's.
As a bonus action, I will cast Magic Stone,
Okay.
and then throw one at this nearest fungus.
Sounds good.
Whop.
Nice.
And I will go over here. Everything's better with magic. Even starts.
Okay, and so that one will move its thing in a minute. All right, so Samuel, you're up.
So how many are down there with Declan? We can't really see from up here. 'Cause of the
There's
levels.
there's two other ones that are down there.
Yeah, I can see 2.
Technically, all 4 of them are negative 20 feet down, but there's just because the 2 that you originally attacked are right there. I have them visible, and then I would have to basically make all of them right at 20 um, or at equal height so that you can see them. But if you want to attack another one, let me know. Unless you want to attack the 2 that are visible, if you want to attack one of the other ones, let me
Yeah,
know.
there's one here right in front of me.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, that's all right. This one's already smoldering from the previous firebolt. We'll put another one on him, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Not the greatest damage, but it's all
I
right.
think they're hard to miss because they have 1 dexterity.
Yeah, well, mushrooms aren't the
Like
most
a
agile, I guess.
-5.
Alrighty. Yeah, it failed.
Okay, so that's a dead skeleton. And then the skeleton that is on the back will shoot at Sarissa again. Son of a bitch.
Whoo!
It's a good thing.
We're already dead. We're invincible.
So the one violet fungus will move closer to Declan, and it will attack him, and it will. Let's see. Attack you 3 times.
Uh-oh.
There's one.
Yeesh.
Wait, why did a 19? Oh, that's why I was like, oh, it got negative. It's like, damn you, negative dex score. It's like,
Yep.
it's like rolled a 19 that still misses. It's terrible. So I have to crit basically to hit him.
Really, really glad that I'm still wearing my shield. I was like, should I take off my shield for that extra damage die? I need to stay alive.
All right, so
Yep, dead DPS does no DPS.
so second violent fungus will attack you. Name. All right, roll. 1 time. And miss. Okay. All right, Nemia.
Alright.
Bummer.
Very big bummer. I am gonna move a little up though. I don't have enough to jump down yet, right?
So you move diagonal 1 would be 10. You could
Okay.
use the remainder of your movement to crawl down.
Okay. I'll go ahead and crawl down
Okay.
and then end my turn.
All right. So
Ooh, unless I can crawl down and then stab him with my.
you cannot.
Oh, okay.
I think you'd have to dash to get down there, because unless you have a climb speed, it takes twice as much movement to
Alright.
do vertical stuff, unless there's a house rule in play.
With this, there is at least enough purchase to be able to get down there easy enough. It would take the like right at about 6 seconds to be able to get down there, like with a little bit of kind of dropping down a little bit, but you could get down there quickly enough. But she wouldn't be able to attack it again, especially with her shooting with her bow from up top, because she would have her bow out still. Because she was about right on the cliff edge of it, and then, that would be it. So if she just needed to get down to there, she could.
Okay. I'll do that and end my turn.
Okay.
All right. So I can't see the one that's immediately to my east.
It's
So I'm
because
gonna-
he's above. I will make him visible for
Oh,
you
that's
though. So
fine.
he is the weakest. He is the weakest. So here, you should be able to see
He's
him
the
now.
weakest.
Yes. So here you should be able to see him now. He's to your right now.
Okay. We'll go ahead and one that hit me 4 times is more scary for me, but I'm gonna hit the weakest one. Right. Shiny. All right. And let's see. Can I see basically where that second skeleton is?
Yes, he is back here at the
Okay, I
very
see
end of
him
the
now.
bridge. Yep. So he'd be
Hey,
10,
Declan,
20, 30, 40, 50 feet away from you.
is there a reason your rapier is a D6 and not a D8?
Because I have a shield on.
So?
It's only a D8 if I have an empty hand.
That
Are you sure about that?
it should be a D8. It should be a D8. It's
Okay.
this I did see that it was coded that way.
Yeah, it's coded
is
that way.
yeah, it's that it
That's
should be it should
rapier
be
is
a
a
D8.
finesse, not versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be a D8 though because all rapiers are 1D8. It was just this was I liked the settings of the revised weapons that there was a module for that, and I liked the text in it because it actually had like what each individual properties in it, like this does this, so it should be
think it's
1D8
cool.
though. So
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. I'd prefer to have, events over damage right now. So, all right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and scooch this way, and end my turn.
okay, sounds good. All right, so that violent fungus is only going to move down 1, but he's not in close enough to be able to attack you. And then Nibirius, so the skeleton is in the back there, and he is within range of you.
No,
And then I know you
60
can't see him.
feet.
Yeah. If you did that, or your other thing that has way further feet, obviously.
Yeah. What about no? I'm gonna throw down at these. Thanks, like
So the ones, so this one
I'll take a
is
step forward.
So that one is still alive, and then that one's 60 feet from you.
I'm gonna throw a stone at the skeleton.
Perfect, that works.
Yeah, stones are better than arrows. I think. Hiya! Better up.
That'll do it.
Nice.
Knocked his head off.
Very nice.
Maybe doubled to 26 if it's a regular skeleton.
It was a real skeleton that is vulnerable to bludgeoning damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn right. This
Yeah,
is why the Romans
starting to think
carried
it was a good
slings.
decision to take that power.
I think so too.
Hopefully it didn't cost my soul or anything.
I mean,
Fingers crossed.
It's working better than the javelins.
Yeah, it just got stuck in ribs. I will cast Magic Stone again and top up my
Collection, sure, sounds
for
good.
3.
Yep, sounds
Yeah.
good.
I think I might just take one more step in front of Samuel. If I stand on the edge here, is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Just because I have a shield and he does not.
All right, so the other violent fungus will move down 1 right there, and I'm trying to see if he is actually close to Declan or not. He is diagonal enough to Declan, so let me untarget him. Yes, you shouldn't be targeting him, and it will attack you 1 time. And I don't know why it attacked with disadvantage.
Nice.
Why did you attack with disadvantage?
Is it a ranged attack? I don't know. It
It's-
shouldn't be.
Yeah, it did it again, even though...
You're not dodging or anything?
Now it's at advantage.
I tried to do it just to roll 1 die, and it still did it with disadvantage. It should have just been... It rolled the first one with disadvantage, so I did shift to roll it with just neutral, and it still rolled like
weird.
that. Yeah, that is wonky. And then it rolled normal that time, so... Okay, I'll undo the thing just because it rolled a bajillion times, so... Alright, we're good. Alright, so... Samuel.
Am I still able to see the fungus?
Yes,
in the various fungus,
there's one. The one that was directly in front of you is dead. The one is the next closest one is the one that is right there to the left, right here, and there is another one right here and another one right here. So
that's right. That's one I can still see.
There's 3 total.
Nice.
Nice.
The damage just ain't there, though.
Aw.
I'm throwing out a few embers, but not much else.
F.
Not a storm to throw.
It's saying I have multiple targets targeted.
Okay.
Is the deceased one still
Yes,
targeted?
it
by
is.
you?
I will untarget it for you real quick.
Awesome.
There
Thank
you go. Done. You're good now.
Yeah.
I'm glad I added that module
Yay!
so I can fix that for people when that happens.
All right, and then I'm gonna move up 10 and.
Oh, that might have been a disadvantage because it got frostbitten.
Ah, that is correct. That's why then.
Oh!
That might have been it then.
Ah.
That might have done it then.
Which really seems like it's just a better version of Vicious Mockery, but it
know,
targets Constitution instead of Wisdom, so who knows?
Yeah, because this
that's
one,
totally right.
this one will be
Full roll disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how many he rolls. He rolls his first one. He rolls 4 total times.
Woo.
So the first one with disadvantage. So then the second one.
Have to correct.
Oh, whoops. Let me do the second one. Okay. Third
Yes.
and fourth. Nothing. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Let me. So you're down on the ground with them.
Mhm.
So you obviously can see the closest one is this one, that's right next to Declan. So it's whichever one you want to go for.
Trying to move up one, but it's not letting me move.
I'm trying to see where you are. I think you're under Nibirius, possibly. I'm trying to see because you're. Let's see, where is your token? Okay, there you are. I see you. So moving you up right there gets you a little bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you were wanting to attack that one right there?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, wow. Really low AC. Nice. Alright, second verse, same as the first. Grits.
Oh, that's
Very
a
nice.
dead fungus.
Alright, I'm not moving forward.
Okay.
Ending my turn.
All right, that one cannot. All right, so that one can't. And that one will be about it. He's just going to continue to move down his next turn. So that one is there if you need to see it.
Surprise! It's a rock.
All right, so dead fungus. All right, Samuel, you got one straight ahead on the bridge. I lifted it up so you
Let's
could
see if we
see
can
it.
roll higher than 3. There we go.
Much better that time.
Little spicier. And I'll just walk forward a little. Get a front row seat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Magic is flowing now.
Yeah. It's nice when we actually hit stuff.
Fun to hit things.
It's nice when the GM puts stuff that we literally can't miss in front of us.
Our time's so kind.
Yeah, but also they're really devastating if they do hit.
So that was the last one. Yes, that was. All right. So in that, you are able to pick up any of the skeletons did have some short swords on them, so those could potentially be used for creating more metal for Homie.
Yeah, we'll collect that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to climb down and I want to help gather some of the glowing fungus to take back to Sesher.
All right. My strength is +0, but I do have athletics, so I can tie rope around you and hold it so that you can get your advantage on your climb check.
Awesome. I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't want to drop you, so.
Luckily, I don't weigh too much, so.
Despite my size, I'm fairly strong as well. I don't mind backing you up.
So you're all heading over across the bridge, correct?
Yes.
Before we do, can I ask real
Nope.
quick? You go ahead first.
No, I was like, no, I'm going to wait up here until we're certain that we've done everything we need to.
Oh,
In case we have to get out of here in a hurry and backtrack.
Sure. I was just curious. If I cast the light cantrip on like a stone or something and drop it off the ledge, would the spell like peter out, or would it let me see how deep it is?
The spell would maintain on the stone, and then it would go down as far, however, as it drops down. So
Yeah, okay, I'd like to do that. I just want to see how deep this chasm we're crossing is. Is
Okay.
there a bottom, or is it just
okay,
hundreds of feet below?
all right. Get a stone from Tiberius, and we can drop one down.
Yeah, here's a sling bullet. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. I'm just wondering how deep this place goes.
Any particular spot you want to drop it down from?
Let me climb down and walk to about the middle,
Okay.
and I'll drop it like here.
All right. So once you get down about right there, so you'll be at the negative 20 feet, and you get right around there. If you drop a stone down about right there, let me get back onto your old person. Is it there? So when it drops straight down, that's 30 and that's 40. All right, let's do 40, 20. And oops. Okay, and then so this light will be, actually let me change its elevation to what it should be. 60.
Oh, just you and me up here, Sarissa. It'd be a shame if one of us betrayed the party and threw the other one off the cliff.
Oh, you would never do that. I trust you.
No, I don't think we would ever do it. Voices in my head would never tell me to do that.
Sure.
Reassuring.
So
I'm just fucking with you.
when you drop it down on the ground, you do hear it eventually hit the bottom. You can still see some semblance of light. The other two that are on the bridge, Declan and Nemia, could definitely see down to the bottom from where you're standing, with them having dark vision. So there does appear to be a bottom. And the stone at the bottom is you can see it glowing up.
Okay. Does it look like there's anything down there, or is it just kind of like a ravine?
So down there, you definitely do see something moving. It seems to just appear just to be one single thing down there moving. And it's slowly kind of moving towards the direction of the light.
Crazy, or is there something moving down there? Do you see that?
This is out of character, but I saw a token earlier, like 5 seconds ago, and now I can't see it. So was I supposed to see that, or do I have no idea what's over there?
This is what you'll see
now I
standing
see it.
above that.
I was
So
gonna say I saw
Oh,
it,
yeah.
but
Jesus.
So you see this large thing standing at the bottom of the chasm. In its chest, you see a glowing object kind of sticking out of its chest, and it has this weird kind of shining, billowy cloak off of on its back.
Let's see.
Shiny cloak.
What does it look like?
Maybe you're just gonna yell up to Sarissa. It's shiny and cloak-like.
No, the thingy that has the shiny and cloak-like thingy.
Oh,
I would like to use my hunter's intuition to see if I can identify it.
Hunter's intuition. Nice.
Okay.
I have a feeling that's going to be very useful.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've never played Monster Hunter, but
Target creature. Roll your hunter intuition.
pretty
Okay.
good.
So
Oh, I didn't target it. I'm sorry.
you're good. The roll enough is fine. So the creature appears to be undead. And how long would you have realistically studied it for, looking at it before?
Well, it is a bonus action, but I can spend the entire minute checking it out because we're not in combat.
You're not
so.
in combat, yeah. So, like the thing is very curious about the stone and like the glowing thing, and it's kind of like walking towards it. And in addition to that, you know that they're typically immune to poison damage with it being undead.
Mm.
But what is it? Just a big zombie, but like huge?
Looks like an ogre. Dead.
Ogre. They're scary enough when they're alive.
Indeed.
What's it doing down there?
Probably stuck. What kind of weapon is it holding?
It's holding a very large morning star in one of its hands, and you do also notice on the ground there's lots of very large rocks.
We probably
That's
don't want its attention up here with those large rocks.
Definitely not.
You know how ogres like to toss rocks.
Do you think it still retains those instincts?
I bet it does. Skeletons still retain the ability to shoot and fight with swords.
True, I've seen that myself. Well, the smith back in camp, Abradus, he would be interested in that giant mace it has.
Indeed.
But I'm not sure it's worth the risk.
Well, if we can stalk back into the shadows, those of us who want to take it on the ground, while you up here can pelt it from above.
Seems
Hold on,
risky.
you're talking about going down there and fighting a giant zombie, the ogre thing?
It's a lot of metal.
Now.
Yeah. Why don't we all just stay up here and blast down in it, rather than
Because
anybody
it'll
go down?
It'll throw the rocks and destroy the bridge. Then we'll be stuck.
Well, if we do decide to fight it, I can cast that, the warding, but the protection against the undead.
That would definitely help, especially if I'm the only one down there with it.
With
I
Might
can
be
always-
going alone.
I can always Misty step back up onto the wall out of its way if it need be.
How
That
far
might
down is
just
it?
work.
What were you asking,
Can we-
Sarissa?
Can we on the cliff see it or no?
So on the cliff edge, you would be 60 feet up total in the air.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, you're at base height. It'd be basically base height. The thing is 60 feet down on the ground. So if you are close enough to the edge, you would be able to see down and see the thing. It's also being partially illuminated by that stone that he dropped down on the ground. So it's
Okay.
giving it
I
more of an
just-
area to see.
Okay, I just didn't know if Navs and I could see what they were talking about or not, because I don't see anything on my screen, so I just wanted to make sure.
So from where
Neither.
you're
We have to use our imaginations.
Yes, I can use my imagination. I just want to make sure she can see
So
it.
this is basically what they're looking at.
Oh,
Yeah, he's scary, right?
He's a big boy.
that's a big boy.
But yet he's 60 feet down on the ground.
Gotcha.
They have a better vantage point at being 20 feet down, so they're only, they're 40 feet above in the air, but they're still 10, 20, 30, 40 feet from it. So they're like right at the 60 feet distance from it,
Yeah.
from where they're standing on the bridge.
So in order for me to even hit him, I have to get on that bridge.
Correct.
Like going down. After you.
Alrighty. Boop.
So, are we in fact going to try and fight this thing? Is that the plan?
Yes.
If
Yeah.
But
Declan,
here,
if
one
Declan
of you
thinks
can
we
lower
can
me
do
down.
it, if Declan thinks we can do it,
I feel good about it.
yeah, he know. I mean,
All
he's a professional. He knows what he's doing.
All right, just
Exactly.
hold, friend, before you go. Allow me to cast this glyph of protection. And again, I'll start.
it- Goes bad. Don't be a hero. Get out of there.
Of course.
Good advice.
This
Say,
is a strike fast and hard and take it out before it does any damage.
we should probably have a plan B in case it does pummel this bridge to get back up on the wall, or is that something that we could climb?
Before we're engaged, get off the bridge.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to attack him unless I'm on the bridge.
Yeah.
Namia, you would be able to with your longbow, and Samuel, you would be able to attack it not on the bridge from where you are because you're ranged with firebolt. And Nibirus, you would have the range to be able to do it as well.
Could, but I'd rather try and stay on the bridge, like where I am now, close to the.
Okay, I got
Looks
you.
like
Yeah,
it'll leap
so
up
I'll do
quickly.
that so you can see you're about right there. So, yeah.
So should one of us stay on the cliff then to make sure if like I have to toss down a rope if the bridge
Yeah.
collapses, or
Great idea. Come over here. I'll give you a boost.
all right, perfect. Because I'm the only one that has range to shoot him from the wall, right?
You or Samuel
can
could
too.
do it.
Okay, but Samuel, you want to stay down here?
You know what? Honestly, I think I'll go up as well. Just because if my concentration gets interrupted, Declan will be in a whole world of trouble.
Okay.
So I'll climb up as well.
Okay. Which way
Yeah,
do you want to
stand on my
go?
shoulders.
Do you want to go towards the direction of the former camp or the camp that they're currently residing?
Whichever way Namia goes, I'll stay with her.
Oh, don't make me decide.
I
Hold
vote
on.
that you guys go towards the old camp.
Yeah, I think I'll have a
Just
better.
to spread us out.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I'll have a better
Okay.
view of them.
DM, I'm having trouble moving. It's saying that I'm stuck in a wall.
Okay, let me
But
see
if
where
you
you
put me
are.
next to Namia,
It's yeah, I got you. It's just because the bridge just kind of counts as a wall, so that's why.
Yeah, no
We're
worries.
going lateral at a certain point. Yeah, there you go. So
All right.
y'all are technically. I'm gonna leave you. Just it says -20. I'm just gonna do that so you can all see the thing, but you're technically
Sure.
at
Mhm.
you're technically at 0 feet. So you're even higher up. But your range from either one of your weapons is more than enough to reach it. So that's why I'm just leave you, so that you can always still see each other.
Understood. All right, I'm nervous but
Should I-
excited.
Declan, should I go down there with you in case you need healing and just hold back so I'm not on the bridge?
No, we can't put you in danger like that. We need your damage up here.
Okay.
Nibirius, go ahead and lower me down with this rope, and get started.
Got it.
All right.
Okay, so you're gonna drop down.
Yeah.
Here, I'll let you correct that.
I got you. Oh, damn it! It went. Okay, I'm gonna put it at 0. Okay, and then -60. There we go.
There we
So.
go.
Doop.
All right.
I'll tie that rope off around my waist, just so it's dangling loose. So I have hands free and he can grab it again if we need to.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I untied the rope for myself, so. All right. Can we try to roll stealth for surprise, or?
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, it was very fixated on the orb, or like the stone that was dropped on the ground. So if you wanted to try to use that to kind of slink down, and
No, mine's disadvantaged. I got a 1.
yeah,
Oh, Declan.
it's like
That's
I made
alright.
I made too much armor with
Not a
my
stealth character.
I made too much armor with my scale mail, so it's like whoops.
Oh, mine should be even. I need to roll my disadvantage as well. So
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, are we stealthing up here too, even if we're on the bridge and such?
I don't know. It assumed
Okay.
to hide from it so that we can attack as unseen.
Well, I got an 18 on the bridge, so.
Try me best. It's okay.
Wait, I didn't see. I really hate that I had to dump dexterity for this character. Oh well.
Hey, look at that.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. At least we kind of got a drop on him.
Declan got the 20. Nice.
Declan's
Yeah.
ready. You got this, mate. I believe in you.
Alrighty.
Don't get crushed.
It's what
All
your
right.
calling in life is. We believe in you.
Exactly. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and leap in and strike with my rapier.
Okay.
Dodge
Hey,
roll.
there you go.
What?
Yes,
And you-
Declan.
What a way
Solid
to
crits.
start.
Champion.
Declan charges in. And
Nothing personal,
crit,
kid.
and
Yeah.
Lands a
crits
critical hit.
the ogre.
Sort
All
of.
right.
Write that down, Sarissa. Write that down. That was amazing.
I did. Every time somebody crits, I write it down. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go. That's
Oh, I think
10.
I rolled one earlier.
Yes, you did, and I recorded it.
Ho-ho.
She's
All
keeping
right.
her
In the
own.
logs.
She's correcting her own
Yep.
internal statistics. She's like,
Alright.
I don't need Foundry. I don't need Foundry statistics. I can do it myself.
Based.
Please hit. Please hit. Please hit. Yes.
He
We'll
fails.
get disadvantage on you.
Double disadvantage.
Woo!
Double disadvantage.
It's like that just means it fails, right? But hey, I've rolled double 20s before, so
It happened.
I know. I've seen
can't
it before.
confirm. Can't
Oh
confirm.
no.
Oof.
Namiya spent all her luck previous session.
MVP no more.
Fired.
Yeah, I want
Ex-queen
to
of the
say.
skeletons.
I want to say Declan's gotten 2 crits and Nab's gotten 1 crit this session.
I have
Covering
been.
fire.
I've been deposed.
I've only technically
Nice
rolled one and
damage,
it didn't really
too.
count. So
Good start, guys. Good start.
Yeah.
All right, Nibirius Stone.
Keep the
Let's
pressure
go.
up.
Rock and stone.
Hey, a 5 still
Ooh.
hits.
He's
Nice.
he's easy. He's big and easy to
He's
hit.
big. He's big boy. All right. Moment of truth. Do I get squished?
he immediately starts swinging his Morning Star at you and miss you by
One
the
away.
skin of his
One
teeth.
away.
Declan
So
narrowly dodges.
Only one
Alright.
swing, that's good.
Yeah.
Especially
All
after
right.
last
Let me
session.
see.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, the ogre's only makes 5 attacks against you, and they're all like plus 10.
Yeah. I was like, well, let me try my net. And I'm like, nope, that's a strength check. It's probably a very strong boy. Very nice.
Declan is so heroic.
Yes.
the thing definitely doesn't look as sturdy as it once did.
Ooh, it bleeds.
It failed again.
Yay!
Yes. I don't care how much damage I do as long as it keeps failing.
Yeah, that disadvantage is what
Gee.
saved me.
There you go, Namiya.
Yay.
Nice.
She's back. She's back, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Still hits him.
still.
God, he really is the broadside of a barn.
He's thick. He's dummy thick.
We were able to sneak up on him because his cheeks kept clapping. I'm loving this magic stone.
Yeah.
They're killing
So
him. Aimbot
Adds
enabled.
my charisma to the damage as well.
Yep.
Oh,
it's always,
nice.
That's
it's always
beautiful.
solid.
Whop.
You seem like a very charismatic character.
Yeah, I'm sure I have to make up with it with my personality.
Oh, alright, we're good. One more round. Alright, rapier
Ooh,
once
missed
again.
Hey, you hit.
Alright,
Old mate
something.
Declan.
I love that end turn button. It's very nice.
Very satisfying.
Oh,
Ah,
succeeded.
First save. It's okay.
We're
You still got
still
the wards.
absolutely murderizing him, I think.
Stabbing it in the face.
Oh my god.
Aw.
Just leave me here to die,
He's
guys.
getting.
It's
angry.
okay. You were
If
the
it
MVP last game.
If it was a wolf or a skeleton, you would have killed it by now.
I have lost
Did
my
you
purpose.
have the opportunity to take the archery fighting style?
She ended up doing 2-weapon fighting.
Ah,
Mhm.
I see.
She likes to stab things in the face.
I like to stab things in the face.
Which actually reminds me.
Oh, sorry.
With
Fits
swords, not
very well
arrows.
with the face stabbers. You'll fit right in.
I have to veto the name, the face stabbers. It's just.
Samuel, I think you need to. Oh no, you hit them with a 4. I was about to tell you to scoot away from me so my bad juju didn't rub off on you.
Yeah, just barely hitting it. I'm still feeling the bad juju.
Oh, so
Stones,
close to that
do not
20.
miss.
I saw it. It was looking at me. All right.
Dollars warmed up now.
Will his luck hold?
Double
No,
kill.
Declan!
Oh,
Declan?
crushed.
Oh, how are you feeling,
Oh,
Doug?
crushed.
Oh,
Oh, I'm almost gone. That one hit.
oh gosh.
He looks
I'm
fine.
very bloody. It clocked me right in the chest.
Okay, I'm gonna start coming down there.
Just kill it first. We can heal him up later.
All right. I am gonna go ahead and just to be safe about this, I'm gonna go ahead and strike him first. Oh, that did it! That's a lot of
Yes.
blood. And Declan just
Declan
kind of
feels the-
slumps down to his knees. Ugh.
So as the thing,
Declan the hero.
so as the thing falls backward and lands in the kind of muck down there, you see protruding out of its body. It appears to be like a bladed weapon that's stuck in its chest, and it's giving off like a faint glowing, like kind of like light off of it. In addition to that, it's the kind of flowy cape thing that was attached to it was partially draped on top of the glowing weapon to prevent it from like giving so much. It was almost like using it to kind of cover it up a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna take everything, including the giant mace. We'll tie it to the rope and let everybody pull it up. We'll do it all nice and proper.
Yeah, take like 15 minutes or whatever to ensure that we're methodical.
I'll also go ahead and use my hatchet to go ahead and carve a little piece of that undead ogre.
Okay,
Not as a trophy, just as a thing to study.
Very nice.
sounds good.
Are the loot entries still broken for everyone else, or is that just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was
haven't
about to
I
say.
haven't shared it, so that may or may not.
I can go back into the loot entry 3 and see that there's rations and wolfhide there.
Okay, and then
I've just been ignoring them.
and then yeah, those have been added to Namia's inventory when she looked at it. Like,
Yeah, I think you
okay.
can just drag them into the party inventory.
yeah, that's I'm gonna do that. I'll see if y'all get this. Let me know if it does pop up for you. If it doesn't, then I'll just drag it into the party inventory.
Also, Declan, if you see any arrows down there, could you
Yes, I will gather all the arrows that I
just
see.
snag them? Appreciate
Okay.
ya.
All right, let me end that, and then let me shine all of your XPs. You did or did not get a viewable thing of what it was holding.
It did
nothing.
not.
Okay,
No.
that's fine.
Nope.
All right, well, it's all been added to the thing. The
Sorry, is that Morningstar regular sized?
yes, it's slightly larger than normal, but it would be hard and clunky to wield, being your size.
Yeah, but usable by a medium sized creature at least.
It technically would be, yes.
Well, not me, but I'm mechanically small.
Gotcha.
It's-
You would
it's-
not be. It would be more medium sized creature would be able to
Yeah.
wield it. It would be almost two handed. So it would be very hard for you.
Yeah, I
being
think they
small.
are heavy weapons, right? They're similar to mortals.
Yeah.
So we got what,
Alright.
a morning star. You got a piece
Shiny
of
sword.
Okay, and then you got a piece of the flesh. Just take back and study.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So everything is in the party inventory.
And I'll add that.
where is the
Um,
party inventory?
Yeah, I was just asking that in the other character.
Look on your character sheet next to along the bar at the top.
Aha.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's okay.
We got some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't cast Identify without a pearl, right? That's the thing.
Correct.
Yeah, 50 or 100 GP pearl. It doesn't get consumed, but you need to at least have it.
Pity. Well, if we find one of those around, I can tell you what that is. But until then,
Okay. So I'm assuming after scrounge everything up, you're going to make your way up towards the top of the chasm again.
After I gather some of the glowing moss, I'm going to
Just
head
a
over
cake.
that way.
Okay.
Mia, you want to go and take the glowing short sword?
Yep.
All right, cool. Nemirius,
What
can
if-
you carry the Morning Star? Because I'm pretty much full on that stuff.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Then I'll go ahead and take the short sword, regular one.
So between that weapon that you found and just various other items, looking
What happened
down
to the cloak?
I took it. You can identify it later.
How do I add this to my inventory? Hold on.
Click and drag on the icon over to your inventory sheet.
Perfect.
In addition to searching down there, between the mace, the Morning Star, and just other various things you found down there, you had found equivalent to about 18 total pounds worth of metal.
Oh, we're over halfway there.
wow.
All right.
How much do you
I
want,
can
30?
carry.
He wanted 30 pounds total.
All right.
What I'll do,
I can carry all that.
just to not bog someone down, the metal, the 18 one, I just added to the party inventory. It's just scrap metal.
Okay, cool.
So.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Keep your eyes out for a pearl.
All right. I will go ahead and start climbing back up the rope, if that's everything.
I just want to do a test roll with that morning sack. I think it's still coded as the
I
Ogre
did.
zombie
I did take the.
ability.
All right. Let me. Who ended up picking up?
Yeah,
that?
it does 2d8
I,
plus
yeah.
2.
The. Okay. It didn't let me edit it. So
We're
in the
not
actual.
going to use it. We're going to
Yeah.
sell it.
In the damage formula, it will now just do 1d8. But just in the description,
Yeah.
it's the 2d8. But.
Oh, that hurt a lot.
Right,
Good.
come here, Declan.
Gonna catch your breath for an hour or so. We can sit down and maybe take a look at that.
Let's
sword and
get to
cloak
the
and
old
everything?
camp first.
Okay, because I don't use a spell slot, we can take a short rest.
Oh, well, I just use spell slot.
Okay. Let me put everyone at 0 height, and that way everyone's where they should be. Not in my little section that I made. Okay, 0. Bam. Okay. Let me remove that light source on the bottom since that's not going to be like that. Also, in addition to searching, as I know you were going to look at it, on the bridge, the
mushrooms.
fungus. Yes, I'm going to also add that to the party inventory as well. So
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank
it's
you.
added as well.
Awesome.
So, yep. So that will definitely meet some of Sesher's needs. Also, in addition, I'll add it. So let's see, where is me thing? I'll add the configure ownership. I'll have a journal entry for quests for y'all to be able to see. Let's see, where'd it go? Let's see. Where'd it go? Interesting. That's annoying. Which is
Regarding identify magic items,
Son of a
I've typed
bitch.
something in
There it is.
Discord. That's from the
Well,
DMG, so we can go with it. So it doesn't matter if we don't have a pearl, as long as we spend an hour, we can.
yeah, if I
figure
if
out
I
what
short
those are.
rest with the I'll attune to it and I'll be able to identify it from that.
I don't think you have to attune. You just spend an hour with it, identifying it.
I might as well attune to it,
But it's
so
cursed.
and I'll have a cursed cape, and at least it's shiny.
you were or were not going to heal. I saw you at +11. You're at 11 health.
She healed me, but let's not do a short rest out here.
Okay, that's why I was gonna verify, like, if you were gonna take a short rest or not. That's
we'll
what I was like.
find somewhere a little more protected.
Yeah, we'll probably head to the camp, head to the old camp and short rest there.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so you're going to
Hear your voice sitting off the trap.
yeah, so you're going to continue to make your way towards the camp.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Like I said, just continue along that path. So after you get there, it'll be about an hour and a half of travel to go along the path the rest of the way to get towards the entryway to the old camp.
Makes sense. I think Nemia's fallen behind.
I
There
pulled
she
her.
is.
I dragged her. I didn't know if she'd stepped away or not, so I dragged her ahead.
No, I was trying to drag mine, and for some reason my
If-
dragging's not.
If you
working.
It's a
sometimes
big
if
map.
if that or if it's a wall that you hit, sometimes you might hit a wall. So there's some areas that you were probably next to a wall and it wouldn't let you drag.
You can drag me though, please.
Yes, I will do that. That's not a problem. I got you. I know you're having the most since your thing takes a little longer to buffer. So
On small maps, it's generally okay.
I think we go north here.
Yeah, let's go north here.
Because I think. Let me go back. Yeah, I think if we go south, we go towards the gate. We don't want to go to the gate.
No, I'd rather not.
Definitely not.
Sorry, I just wanted to double check and make sure I wasn't leading y'all astray, giving you the wrong answer.
Take all the time you need to get that right.
What's that? Gate Guardian? I got 11 health. Let's go. We can take him.
We're level 2.
Yeah, we're big boys now. We can take him.
I don't need a subclass.
I still see myself as up here.
okay, I'll you're
Oh, guys, stop. Namiya, stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Trap.
Okay.
Trap. There's a trap somewhere around here.
In my defense,
Spring-loaded.
my mouse is lagging.
It's
I
a
would
wire.
not have gone that far.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's a wire spring trap.
So you notice a large scorch mark blisters the threshold into this circular room. Were you afforded a glimpse into the life of the dredgers long gone? You see like a table where meals were probably once served, a cooking pot, central in the room. You see alcoves for sleeping, a sturdy weapon rack, and a true blacksmith forge. A preserving bin even rests against one wall, perhaps still even holding salted or smoked goods from when times were a spark a lot easier. And even more people lived and shared a meal and drinks with. And you said you were going to attempt to look for traps.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, make an investigation check.
It's my specialty.
Not me.
Okay. So Declan and Sarissa, upon careful investigation of the blast marks on the ground at the threshold of the room, you see a piece of mechanical ingenuity just a few feet away. It's thoroughly covered in soot and mud, and then searching through it, you'll see some belongings to the old dredgers, and then you'll also see in that mechanical contraption, you'll see characters that like are embroidered with an owl. So that would be might have been the trap or like part of the thing that he'd used to create his trap. It created some sort of like
Alright.
explosion.
Ooh. Brilliant. All right. Let's search this place, see if there's anything that we can salvage,
Yeah.
and then we'll take our little short rest.
Okay. All right.
I would like to go and look through the bin as well as the blacksmith forge. We'll need to pay special attention to especially the bins. See if there's any spices, any sort of preservatives.
Okay. So to look for any other thing like that, make one more investigation check.
All right, can do.
I still didn't even see your guys' first investigation rolls.
Didn't do as good that time.
Mia and Declan did good. Declan got a 19 and Mia got a 15. Sarissa only got a
Nice.
7 that time. First time, Sarissa got a 21 and Declan got a 16.
Huh.
All right, I got sticky fingers. What do I find?
Okay. So I'll move. Nabirius, I moved you into the room, so hopefully in a minute you'll see.
Yeah.
Where you're
I'm
at.
here right now.
Yeah, it should be moving you in a second. And there, I dragged you in already. So, as you look around the room, you do see various objects in there. You see, even though what's probably worthless here, you actually find a pretty large amount of coin. Um, there's about the equivalent of about 890 gold pieces and 340 silver pieces that can be found strewn about the room. You also find a lot of nails and hammers and saws and just basically a lot of working tools. There's also an area that had a lot of cloth for bandages. And those are definitely things that might be important for the dredgers because, anything like that to kind of help you
Kits.
like that. Yeah, so anything like that is useful. Unfortunately, there in between all of the mess and stuff, just as you're digging through like that, there's a lot of broken glass. There's a lot of just things like that as you're just shifting through and doing that. It makes a lot of noise.
Uh-oh.
So as you're searching through and you're finding all these things and you're making a little bit of noise, which I will add the things that you did find in the camp so far, and I will add those to the party inventory, which will consist of medical supplies, the metal contraption, which is his tool or his tinkering device, the tools that you found, and all the various supplies. And I'll also I will throw in the gold quantity and the silver quantity that you found, and add those as well. And as you are going about the room, you start hearing the sounds of something very loud making its way down from the upper part of the room, which is about coming from that direction.
Oh no, there was something living here.
You see a basic tangled mess of mud and bone. As its movements scratch against the stone floor, it makes no attempt at subterfuge or stealth, and it launches itself at the nearest character, which would be Nemia.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You guys see it?
yeah.
I'm too blind. Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Hey.
So this is
It's a grimer.
this is basically kind of like what you're looking at. I'm gonna send it out to you real quick.
Fuck is that? What the
What?
fuck is that?
That is a pile of bodies.
A crawling grave, apparently.
Yeah. So it immediately
That is
moves
lovely.
in and takes a swipe at Nemia.
Oh god.
Thankfully it missed. So I will let you decide. Do you want to challenge this tonight, or do you want to end it since it's 4 minutes till 11?
Well, we're playing Friday. I think we can wait till
I think
Friday.
Yeah,
we
let's
can
wait.
wait.
Yep. All right. That's good.
Yeah.
We'll,
This is a good place to
yeah,
stop.
good
we'll leave it
time.
there.
Yeah.
It's a good cliffhanger. It's just like, all right,
Jesus.
we just get attacked
I
by this
will-
gigantic thing.
I
So
will savor my last minutes of life until
Yeah.
Friday.
sounds
Yeah,
Is
good.
that the
give you some
remains
time
of
to
all the
roll a new
previous
character.
dredges?
It could be a
Like-
reigns of something. So, but all right, that was good. So hopefully
Yeah.
that was fun, and we'll do it again on Friday. I'm going to continue to work on her journal that she
Guys,
made
I
for
wrote
me.
10 pages
So-
of notes.
So,
God.
Pages.
For this session alone, I wrote about 10 pages.
Oh, good grief.
Nice.
yeah. So
We can
but-
publish this as a novel at the end of the campaign.
Hey, that'd be something. I'll do
Well,
my best.
as long as you give 25% royalties to wizards.
exactly right.
How
Which
about
even
this?
well, I mean, yeah, I guess technically it's Wizards now.
Well, if you say that this is for fun and you make no profits off it, you can't do anything. You're not charging people to play
Yeah.
this game. You're not making a dime off it.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
But alrighty, we all have a good night.
Yeah.
Need
Yeah,
I'll do
everyone.
my
anything,
Good
just
night.
let me know. So
Bye.
talk to you
Bye,
all
guys.
later.
See you.